Hi, One Piece. Oops, I put us on the I put us on the wrong thing. Don't look. Don't look. Don't look. Third person. I'm gonna go ahead and just refund you on that one in a bit whenever I'm done with stream. I'm gonna say no third person right now because you know I'm really excited for today. I'm really excited for today, and I think it would take a lot of extra brain power to ours being extra mean. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's not my intent, it's not my intent. But how is everyone today? How are all of you? No drawing. No third person. No flip. I'm sorry. I'll have things back to normal next week, but this week is... Well, what's next tomorrow, no Haru? Yeah, we don't usually stream on Saturday. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna cancel Christmas. No, you can still have Christmas. You can have Christmas. I'm sorry. But how is everyone today? We made it. We made it, LMVs. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's finally here at last. You get to enjoy the weekend. Let me go up before too many more people roll in, and let me welcome everybody in. I got my quell in the mail, but I have to do some paid writing tonight. What is a quell? I don't know what a quell is. I'm sorry. Haru, I'll pay you 1 channel point if you watch Matango with the Olympics on Sunday. That is that is what we are doing on Sunday. If you are not in the Olympic Cord, I'm gonna pop a link out right now. If you wanna watch Matango with us on Sunday, we do that at well, what is it? 6 p.m. Pacific. Yeah, that one. But let me scroll up and welcome everybody in. Welcome in Shiroiga. Welcome in Axolotl. Welcome in Fake Crade. It's good of you to drop by. Welcome in Shiroiga. Welcome in Finbar. Welcome in Peter Jojo Man. Although Peter Jojo Man had to leave, I hope he has a nice day. I hope he has a very nice day. Welcome in Generic Username Name. Welcome in Zigludo. Welcome in anyone that might be lurking. Are you winning? Not just yet. Not just yet. We're still just chatting for now. We're gonna be here. Generic username name is probably right. We're probably gonna chat for like, I don't know, about an hour or so before we get to the game. I don't really chat for an hour on purpose. That's just usually about the time frame it tends to last. If you're just here for Timesplitters 4, maybe like, I don't know, you can probably tune out for a little bit. I'm sorry. I love chatting with everybody. I love seeing what everybody's up to. And speaking of which, does anyone have any cool plans this weekend? Time Wasters 4? No. The real waste of time is the almost 20 years that we have gone since our last Timesplitters game. I am forever going to be sad about that, OMVs. I'm still holding out hope that Free Radical is going to get, like, I don't know, sold off and bought up by somebody that'll give them another opportunity. I'm interested in Timesplitters because the second one was another game I played as a kid, but I also like chatting. You are in the right place for both of those. If you've never played it, I strongly recommend Timesplitters Future Perfect. It's on the GameCube, the PS2, and the Xbox, and it had a little bit of publisher meddling in it, so it's kind of different in tone, and it was kind of sort of rushed out the door faster than it should have been. So it's got some bugs, it has a bit of wonkiness, but it's still a really great game. I would say some bits of it are better than Timesplitters 2, but I personally prefer Timesplitters 2 as an overall package. The real waste of time is a belt in WoW that takes a very long time to get. Is it any good at least? Also, hi Almighty Funk, how are you doing today? It's good to see you. You've made it to another Friday. Another Friday with me. Haru doesn't mean to chat for an hour. It's just an accident that happens every time. I mean, we don't always chat for an hour. Like, I know some streamers say that they come like prepared with topics and stuff. I never ever prepare anything. Any chatting that we do is just 100% totally off the top of my head, and it's easy to do with you guys here. Occasionally, like I'll have something like in mind. Like maybe I'll be like, Today, whenever I go live, I'm gonna chat with my own face about my skincare routine or something. I don't know, but that's about as far as I go in terms of like preparing anything. I'm a little lazy. It sounds like a lot of work to write down topics and stuff, and I think getting the ad hoc chatting is probably more fun. Girl played Future Perfect recently. I saw he played through, he was playing through 2 and Future Perfect, and I had actually been planning to do the Timesplitters 4 prototype for a while now. I just, unfortunately, I couldn't do it until this week, because the PS3, I've talked about this a bit in my previous streams, the PS3 has a, like anti-piracy signal built into it. It's called HDCP. I don't know what HDCP stands for. Probably like high definition copy protection or something. I don't know. But the idea is it's supposed to prevent you from like getting the source image into anything that you could potentially screen capture with. And I'm not tech savvy enough to know high bandwidth digital content protection. Oh, okay, there you go. I'm glad you've got my back. But I'm not tech savvy enough to know how exactly it can tell what is a capture device and what is not. But I tried ordering an HDMI splitter. That was probably, what was it, like 2 weeks ago now? I got it over the weekend, tried it out, and a lot of people were saying this one strips out the HDCP signal and lets you play it on capture devices, like my capture card. And it did not work. It did not work. And I was kind of getting excited to play it about 2 weeks ago, and I didn't want to promise that before I knew if it was going to work. So I found a different one. It cost like $15 or something. I still gotta go return the other one. The second splitter that I got works like a charm. There's maybe like, it probably introduces like a tiny bit of delay or something. If I was like playing an FPS online or something, it might be a problem, but it's good enough for this. So we could potentially have PS3 games in our future album movies, because this one in particular also does not. This prototype apparently does not work on emulators at all. I saw there is a Discord. Oh my God, it's Haru. Hi Billy. Please stop calling me a little man. 5 foot is average in some parts of the world. It's a tiny bit below average in some parts of the world. But It apparently doesn't work on PS3 emulators, and I joined a Discord where there are some people that were doing some digging around in the files. It's called like the Free Radical Archive, I believe. If you're not familiar with Free Radical, they're the company that made the Timesplitters series, and they like archive a bunch of their stuff. They have leaked prototypes for their version that they were working on of Star Wars Battlefront 3 as well. I love those games. They're super good. I would love to check that one out at some point. Those were made by Pandemic, and Pandemic was a really great, excellent developer. They made the Destroy All Humans games. They made the Mercenaries games. I want to say, I forget if it was Rebellion or Pandemic, but one of them made the Warriors game on PS2 as well. And I've never played that one. I've never played Mercenaries. I hear good things about both of those. I think that one might be by Rebellion though, the Warriors. So don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. It's looking nice, but it lives up to its name by being a waste of time to get. Well, that's a good thing if they have they have transmogging in WoW. I kinda miss the gameplay of that era of shooter. It hasn't come back yet. I never played Doom growing up, so GoldenEye and the games that inspired it were the first ones I played. I love shooters of that era. I feel like the 6th gen and the 7th gen, they had so many good FPSs. There were so many good FPSs. I feel like there were a ton of great, amazing FPSs that really flew under the radar in the 7th gen. Like, off the top of my head, some really good ones if you've never played them. Strongly recommend Time Shift. That game is severely underrated. I liked, there was another one that it always comes to mind whenever I think of Time Shift. It was kind of like Russian BioShock. Singularity, I believe it was called. Like, there are so many like PS3 and 360 titles you can go grab that are just, they are excellent. They are excellent. Haru? Hi Finbar. Hi Finbar. I remember seeing the box art for Time Shift, but I've never played it. It is good. It is good. Strongly recommended. I don't know why that one didn't really catch on. PS3 has no games. I can't wait to see Haru stream Talladega Nights. Sorry, Elwonfies, we're not going to be playing the PlayStation mascot game today. We're not going to be playing Talladega Nights. But I love all those dumb images from back in the day that had like, they would have like Mario and Master Chief and God, what's his name? Ricky Bobby, I think. They would have like all of them together as if they were like the mascots of their platforms. I love that stuff so much. Finally, I made Haru drink. Let me take a sip real quick, come on, please. Is PS3 Online still working? It is still working on a game-by-game basis. I know some of the servers, if they were not ran by Sony themselves, they've started to go down. Like, I know Demon's Souls, for example. The servers went down for that. Fortunately, some dedicated fans do have, like, they have, like, some emulated servers, I think. I don't really know how all that works either. Like, I am not the most tech savvy person in the world, Elwonfies. I gotta be honest with you. Like, I know a bit. I feel like you gotta know some as like a VTuber and just generally being into like, I don't know, technology and video games and stuff, but I don't know stuff about like emulation, server emulation, like file structures. All of that stuff is beyond me. So there is a way to play it because some dedicated fans have like an emulated server running that you can I believe you can play on with your actual PS3 if you set your oh gosh, what's it called? You set one of your network settings to point at it. I don't know how that works, and you can also play it on emulators as well. Mercenaries was so fun back in the day. The novelty would definitely feel less novel these days. I never played Mercenaries. It kind of gave me the same vibe as Red Faction Guerrilla, which is a really great game. I forget who makes the Red Faction games. I think that was Volition, maybe. They also got bought up by the Embracer Group, if I remember right, and I don't think they really did anything with the Red Faction IP. They made like Red Faction. Gosh, what was the second 7th gen one called? It was Red Faction Armageddon, I think, and I don't think that one sold particularly well. The series just kind of vanished after that. I think if I remember right, Volition was the same developers that made Saints Row, and if you're in the video game space, you probably heard about the Saints Row reboot. It was very poorly received. They do not exist anymore. They are gone. PS3 Online is still up, I think. Yeah, I believe for the most part. They said they were going to take it down a while ago, and there was a lot of fan backlash over that. Whenever people started getting up in arms about that, they kind of rolled it back, and they kept the PS3 and Vita servers online more. They sold a ton with their shutting down announcement and decided to keep it up after all. It happens. It happens. They can they can profit off of that kind of stuff. So many samey box arts in that era. Yeah, you would see a lot of like blues and grays with like some orange in there, because like orange is eye catchy. I think they did some sort of like marketing study, and blue and orange are like the go-to eye-catching colors. Like orange like stands out, and blue is a nice contrast to it. That's why you'll see like I don't know, so many games from back in that era did the kind of out of focus soldier man like running with like an explosion that's orange in the background, and like the color scheme is all like grayish blue. I'm sure you can all think of a couple of like box arts that look like that. Like the one that immediately comes to mind for me are the Battlefield games. They were like the number one perpetrator of that. They did that like every single game. If the PS3 is on the table, does that mean Dragon's Crown is an option? I actually also recently found my Vita as well, and I got it all charged up and running. And I think if I remember right, I have custom firmware on my Vita, and there is an application called Moonlight that you can use to stream your Vita to other devices. I don't know if that would be very viable for like capturing it or not, but yeah, Dragon's Crown is also on PS3. I still personally think of it as a Vita title. I don't know if it came out on the PS3 first, or if that was like a later down the line thing, but I think of it as a Vita title. The Turok games are in that era too, or at least the later ones were. I have never played a Turok game. I would like to sometime. I always hear really good things about them. Never played one. Or I can play all the awesome PS3 games, such as the Timesplitters 4 beta, and Talladega Nights. I'm just kidding. There are lots of really great games on the PS3. I love the PS3. Dragon's Crown was on PS3. Yeah, it came out on the PS3 at some point. It's on PS3 first. What was it? I thought it was a Vita title first, and then they had like the upscale, the HD edition on Vita. I might be wrong there. Most games have private servers. Though some are way too hard to get working. Rest in peace, Ad Hoc Party. Ad Hoc Party was great if you were playing games back during like back on like your PSP or whatever. I played so much Monster Hunter Freedom Unite through Ad Hoc Party. If you've never used it, Elmfies, it was like an app that you would grab on your PS3, a downloadable title from the PlayStation Store, completely free, as these kinds of utilities should be. But you would grab that, and it had a cute little interface where you were like in a tiny room. You had like a little character that you controlled, and you like ran up to other people in the like big white room that you were in, and that somehow, using some sort of techno mumbo jumbo magic, it would let you play your PSPs like with them together through the internet. It did some sort of something to make it act as if you were right next to them, because the PSP had it had like some sort of like near field connection type deal where you could like you could like connect to people that were like right next to you, and it like emulated that over the internet, and you could use it to play stuff with people that way, and it was so good. I played so much Freedom Unite that way. I can't redeem a drawing. I didn't mean to add a mad face. Don't worry. But yeah, no drawings today because my tablet pen broke yesterday, and I haven't really had time to take a look at it yet and see if I can get it working, see if I can fix it, because I was up until like 4 a.m. last night trying to get the Timesplitters 4 beta working. Like, don't worry, I got it working. It is ready. Like, I just need to hit one button to fire it up, Olympies, but I was kind of concerned last night that I might not be able to have it up for today. If we didn't have it up, my backup plan was we were just going to play more Timesplitters 1, and that was gonna be way less exciting. I probably wouldn't have I probably wouldn't have made a big deal about that one. That's why I put a maybe next to Timesplitters 4 on my schedule, because it was fighting me up until the last moment. I think it was like 2 a.m. whenever I actually got it working, and then there is something that causes the game to crash. If you melee with the shotgun, there's some missing files that causes the game to crash. And some people from the Free Radical archives found a way to get that working, but I tried their fix, it didn't work for me. I don't know why, I don't know enough about that stuff, but we're just gonna not melee with the shotgun, I think. The Saints Row reboot felt like one of those really antagonistic towards their fans remakes. Yeah, I don't know why they did that. That never ever works well for companies. Like, if you already have a dedicated, like, core audience, don't alienate them. Don't alienate them. What are you doing? Like, you can make things a bit more accessible for a general audience and do reboots that'll, I don't know, allow newer people to hop in and not feel like they're left out because they haven't played the previous, like, 10 entries in the series. But don't alienate your core audience. That is just, they're there, they're going to buy your game, they're free money as long as you don't just spit on them and call them stupid for not liking your game. I don't know why so many companies do that. Poorly made, poorly received, made by a team who actively hated the previous games and had no business making a new one. It happens. It happens for some reason. I get the feeling the idea there is like they're trying to appease shareholders, and they're trying to say like, hey, if we do this new title and we ride off of the success of the previous titles, we can make infinite money. We can sell this game and it'll sell infinite copies. But it never works that way. Never ever. DMC Devil May Cry had to be the entire game's art style was blue and orange. I have never played that one myself. I've heard people say if you play the like Ultimate Edition of DMC Devil May Cry, it's apparently like a pretty good game. I know people were they did the same kind of thing where who was that? Ninja Theory? Team Ninja? I always get them mixed up, and I know that's stupid. It's just because they have Ninja in the name, but I think that was Ninja Theory. They did the thing where they were like spitting on the previous Devil May Cry audience, and I have heard the base version of the game is not great, but the Ultimate Edition like fixes up a lot of problems and makes it faster, and it's actually, it is supposedly a pretty good game. I have only ever played through Devil May Cry 1. I played a bit of 2 and it was bad and I dropped it. Everybody was telling me I should skip 2 and just play 3. So, I don't know. Maybe someday. You can grab the GOG versions of Turok from me if you need, Harijan. The older Turoks are on like they're on like N64 and stuff, right? Correct me if I'm wrong there. I would love to play through those games sometime. I always hear that they're good. I love Dragon's Crown, but I only ever got to play co-op once. I didn't get very far in Dragon's Crown because the gameplay was okay. It was kind of basic. It's kind of a beat 'em up, like an RPG style beat 'em up. I have to say, I am not the biggest beat 'em up fan. I have played through I've played through Streets of Rage 1, Golden Axe, and I played the Scott Pilgrim game. I think those are the only beat 'em ups that I have ever actually beaten. I'm not too into them. They feel a bit samey to me. Also, hi Kabu, how are you doing today? When are we going to be able to see your tiny little paws and feet? this is not a feat stream. I'm sorry. We don't do that kind of content here. The PS3 was a very problematic system with a lot of great games. It took the better part of the generation for most developers to wrap their head around the cell architecture. It was typically the worst way to play multi-platform games until later in the console's life cycle. I know earlier titles, like if you go and get like the PS3 version of like Bayonetta, for example, I think before they patched that, it was a buggy, crashy mess, and it ran super poorly. So, like, the 360 version of the original Bayonetta was the go-to way to play it for a long time. I think if I remember right, they re-released Bayonetta 1 on Switch along with like a dual pack with Bayonetta 2. So, like, if you're interested, that's maybe the best way to play. I'm not too sure. I only ever played the 360 version. Good game though. Good game. Strongly recommend Bayonetta LLVs. The PS3's emphasis on multiplayer games really confused me as an American. The style of both the mission-based gameplay and the local multiplayer was very much designed for a Japanese society, because I knew maybe one other person that had a PSP. Maybe I might even just be thinking of somebody that I knew online, but I think in person I may have known one person, and if you're playing a game like I don't know, Monster Hunter, or if you're playing like Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, they have those heavily mission-based gameplay. Like the structure of the game is very mission-based, because think about if you're like a Japanese kid or something and you're over in Japan. If you're hopping on the train to go somewhere, a mission-based structure is perfect to play like a mission or two while you're on like on the train heading to, like, I don't know, school or over to a buddy's house, and you can just play like a mission or two and just suspend the game wherever, whenever. It's perfect for that kind of thing, but it doesn't really work that well in America, in my opinion. I don't know. They kind of, some developers have trouble thinking outside of the Japanese sphere. I know Final Fantasy XIV is very much the same way, where it took a very long time for a lot of things to not be latency based, which again isn't really a problem if you're living in Japan, but if you're living in America, there's going to be too much latency to play certain classes, certain jobs. Like Ninja was a big example of that back in the day. Alright, you should watch the Mandela catalog on stream. I have no idea what that is. I've never heard of that, I am sorry. There's one exception though. I think it's Nintendo's flagship properties, which always prioritize being accessible to young children, I think. They do a very good job. Nintendo does a great job of being accessible to a younger audience, but also accessible for adults, with few exceptions. I talk about this all the time. I am not super duper into like Kirby, for example. I love Kirby games. I think they're cute. I think they're fun. I think they play well. They are way too easy. They are insanely easy. I can't play Kirby games anymore. Hydrate. Okay, let me get a drink. People who complain about Mario and Pokemon not growing up with them, I think, have missed the point. I think they were always shooting for that middle ground, where they are very, very good titles for both adults and children. For the most part. I do feel Pokemon also kind of falls into that category of being a little bit too easy for my taste. But that's just me. Also, hi Tornkite, how are you doing? How's your Friday going? It's got super cringe writing and visual style, but it's a cool game with fun play and some neat effects. I've seen somebody play through a bit of DMC Devil May Cry. I feel like you have to say the whole thing every time or else people won't exactly know which one you're talking about. I've seen somebody play through a little bit of that, and it seemed like a perfectly serviceable, passable game. But again, the Ultimate Edition was the one I was watching. I don't know how bad the base edition with, like, no patches or whatever was, and the writing in it, the writing in it is, yeah, it's not great. It's not great. If you've seen the one trailer, you know what you need to know about the writing. All I ever heard about was the base game, and how it was an annoying, frustrating mess. N64 originally, Night Dive made PC remakes. Night Dive does good stuff. I have heard everything they have done has been very, very good. Also, hi Tentacle Time Eternal. How are you doing, cutie Haru in chat? I'm doing good because I get to spend the day with my MLVs, and I think once we're done checking out the beta, I'll probably go grab some food somewhere or something. It's Friday. It's Friday, and I don't have too much around my house, so I'll probably go out and grab some groceries and stuff. DMC is one of the series where people say to skip the second or really to like the truth. Devil May Cry 2 is not a very good game. I remember I was on like the second or third boss, I think, and it was like an infected like tank or helicopter or something. It was not a fun experience. It was very brown and gray and gritty and edgy, and the gameplay was slower than the first game and not very fun, and I don't remember if Devil May Cry 2 had the fixed cameras the way that Devil May Cry 1 did, but I just remember not having a very good time. Alright, you should play Double Dragon Neon. It's that game is the best beat 'em up. That's the one that has like fighting game combos and stuff, right? I think some of the Streets of Rage games also did that, but that sounds too hard for me. I'm not good at fighting game inputs. On top of the odd architecture, the copy protection on the system was so draconian that it actually affected gameplay. That's why it has the famous hardware-based 7 frames of input lag, because of the HDMI copy protection. It had a lot of questionable design decisions for sure, and it's still a good console. It still has a lot of great games. The odd architecture and the early adoption of Blu-ray, I feel were how do I put this? They were interesting choices for the time. There are some games that couldn't have really come out on the 360 at the time. Like, I was watching a video here lately. Everybody's probably heard of Metal Gear Solid 3 or 4, and how like people used to joke about like it would take like 20 discs to fit it on the Xbox 360, and apparently Kojima Productions, back whenever they were still with Konami, they apparently did have like a running, working 360 version, but the reason it never came out was because of the discs. It would have been a big problem. So that is why that's never come out otherwise, and hopefully that gets fixed up with the second volume of the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection. I believe they were hinting that was going to be on that. And that's because the PS3 was only half game system. The other half was the most desirable Blu-ray player on the market. It was a big deal at the time. They did a similar thing with the PS2, where the PS2 was not just a game console. It was a very affordable, decent form factor DVD player as well. And the PS3, even at its $600 price tag, that was a great price at the time for a Blu-ray player. And a lot of people actually just bought the PS3 because it played Blu-rays, and that was a smart decision on Sony's part. Art never completes the true Arena and Kirby games. I don't want to have to slug through something that's not fun because it's way too easy just to just to get to something that might be fun after the fact. I don't know. That's just me. That's like playing through a game and then beating it and unlocking the hard mode or something. I was talking about that the other day. I hate when they lock hard modes behind beating the game once, because if the game does not hold my attention the first time through, I'm not going to do a second playthrough, even if it'll be harder. Thank you for the head pat, Axolotl. Did I hear Pokemon? Get a shiny iron moth before stream? I have no idea what an iron moth is either. My knowledge of Pokemon basically ends at Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. Like, I have played some of the newer games, but I can't tell you a lot of Pokemon from them. I like Pumpkaboo. Pumpkaboo is cute. I don't care too much for its evolution, but Pumpkaboo is cute. I like Pumpkaboo. I just came back from a local band concert. Feels comfy and woofy. I'm glad you had a good time. I actually have a concert myself coming up sometime this month. I don't remember when that was, and I'm going to see what is that band's name? I don't know how, but they found me. Their name is a bit of a mouthful, but I love their stuff. Pumpkaboo, you say. Hi V Architect. Hi. Also hi Delphiman. It was you. Axolotl is catching all the shiny Pokemon. But I'm glad to hear that you had a good time at your concert. I only went to a local style concert in the last, I don't know, couple of months or so. I don't remember when exactly that was. That might have actually, my sense of time is so bad, that might have been in like October of last year, actually. My sense of time is so bad, Wolfies, but I went and I saw Massive the Fermenting Dregs at a tiny little venue in Canada, and that was so much fun. I love tiny, like, itty-bitty venues more than I like big stadium venues. Like, it is so much more personal, and like, the band interacts with the audience more and stuff. It is so cool. When I find a shiny during stream, you should put a small image of the shiny at the top of the stream. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do that. I apologize. You'd hate the complicated controls of Cyborg Justice? It was an arcade beat 'em up with 2D fighter controls because your character would lock onto an enemy. That does not sound up my alley. I gotta be honest, that does not sound up my alley. It's the one by Way Forward, and just really nice, and the music is amazing. You mean Double Dragon Neon? Sorry, I've been talking about a lot. I do this a lot. The PlayStation being a media player was true of the first 3 systems. The PSX was a music player, PS2 was a DVD player, and the PS3 was a Blu-ray player. I never heard of people buying the PS1 as a music player, but I don't doubt it. I remember it was super duper cool, Phase. The first time I was like, hey, what if I take this Castlevania Symphony of the Night disc and I pop it into my CD player? I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but you can actually listen to the entire OST by popping your Symphony of the Night disc into a CD player. And there's even a special track, like at the very beginning, where Alucard he says something like, "This is the data side of a PS1 disc. You shouldn't be playing this on a CD player. But you're not gonna listen to me anyway, are you?" And then the music kicks in, and it's so cool. It's so cool, Alphys. I love that so much. It was a consistent strategy that only ended with the PS4 because media players were over by then. I feel like dedicated media players aren't as big a thing anymore. Maybe that's just the spaces that I'm in. Like I tend to know people that are more into like video games and stuff, but I feel like everything has been shifting purely towards digital, and that is both in the video gaming spaces and in like the TV, the television, movie sectors. I don't know how else to say that. Those have all been shifting towards digital, and again, I don't care for that. I don't care for that. I like my physical media. I like being able to just grab my disc, pop it into my system of choice, and play my game or watch my movie or whatever I'm doing. I like that. I don't like the trend of a lot of stuff being cut out for like day one patches, because that makes it so that my physical discs are unlikely to work if things ever go down or whatever. I think this is one of the reasons that I am personally a big proponent of like custom firmware and emulators and game backups and stuff, because then you will always have your stuff available. Even if you need like digital patches or whatever, most of the time those can be preserved as well. A lot of stuff back in the day was not well preserved. A lot of older games are sadly missing. A lot of like old demos and betas and stuff are completely lost and will probably never be seen again. I think that is a shame. I think that is a shame, and that's why I am personally a big proponent of like custom firmware and game backups and emulators and whatnot. PS3 having a Blu-ray player was pretty convenient. I think I have bought two movies ever on Blu-ray. I bought Pulp Fiction, and I bought American History X. Those are the only two movies I have on Blu-ray. Even then though, I don't even know if I still have those, because I just watch movies digitally. I'm not too big on physical collections of like movies and TV shows and stuff. I am only like that for my video games. I'm sure other people like having their physical collections, but someday we are going to move beyond Blu-ray, and then there are going to be re-releases on the new format to whatever the next thing is. I saw here not that long ago, it was probably in the last like half year or so, there is a, I want to say, Chinese company that was working on a new type of disc. It's not really like readily available for mass production yet. It is crazy expensive to produce, and it's called like a holographic disc or something like that, I believe. It's been around for a while, the one that I'm talking about, but it holds an insane amount of data, but it's not really usable in a consumer space right now. Hi Haru. Hi Delphiman. Hi Delphiman. How are you? How is your day going? No, I meant Blu-ray. Oh, okay. I thought you meant the holographic discs, but I hope those get out into the public's hands at some point. I don't know if they're ever going to be like viable to produce on a mass scale or not. I don't know how, but they found me as a good band. I love their stuff. They did a cover of one of Beck's songs. Oh gosh, what is the name of that one? Deborah. I love that one so much. Beck is, I like a lot of Beck's stuff as well. Heck yeah, Mass of the Fermenting Dregs. I think we've had quite a few Mass of the Fermenting Dregs fans in here. The one thing I was sad about at that concert is the merch line was huge. It was absolutely gigantic, and they were all sold out of like the good t-shirts and stuff before I actually like got up to the front, so I didn't end up buying anything. Doesn't Dracula say this is supposed to be in a PS1? That is Alucard. Companies don't want you owning movies and TV. Digital is their way to control and stop it. Yeah, I'm kind of 50-50 about things like Game Pass. I am subscribed to it. But it is quickening the digital only landscape, and I don't like that. I don't like that. But it is a really good value if a game that you want to play is on it. The loss of PT is one of the more galling losses. I have a PS4 with PT on it. Maybe we'll play that one sometime on stream, OMFs. But if I'm gonna do that, I'll probably play with like a guide pulled up, because I think if I remember right, PT required some really particular stuff to progress through it. Like, I remember people were really like coming together in the community to try to figure out like the different triggers to get to like the next area, because if I remember right, I downloaded it. I haven't played it for more than like 5 minutes yet, but my understanding is like, to progress the game, you're walking through the hallway that the demo takes place in, and you're looping through it, and you want to get to like a different loop, and certain things trigger that. Galling is pronounced like falling? Did I say it? Did I say it wrong? Did I say it wrong the first time? But I'll maybe play that one sometime on stream and follow along with a guide or something. For some reason, companies really hate the idea of archiving their games. If they don't make them like readily available, they can sell them to you later in HD collections for more, and they can toss like some ugly bloom over top of it and make it worse looking, and make it they can cut out some old content and cut out like licensed songs and cut out like stuff that doesn't fit with their current view of how the game should be. I don't like that. I don't like that. Alright, do you know about that guy Ross and his Stop Killing Games thing? Nope, never heard of him. Never heard of him. I'm a big game preservationist, which is why I hate mobile gachas so much. I will say in regards to that, I don't like gacha. I don't personally care if they stick around, but Capcom, they took one of the few gachas that I have ever played, the Mega Man X Dive gacha, and they released an offline version of it. It has all of the content from the online version. They reworked a bunch of skills that were like, it interacts with like your friends passively or that kind of thing. Anything that was online only, they reworked all of that stuff to work offline, and I think that is great. I think that is excellent. All the people my age I know play mobile games, and I don't know what happened. You missed the train there, and so did I. I have played Mega Man X Dive and Puzzle and Dragons. Those were my mobile games of choice, and this isn't a mobile game in the same way that, you know, it's not like a gacha or anything. I have Slay the Spire on my phone, but I've beaten Ascension 20 with all the characters, so I don't play it too much anymore. I mostly just play Mahjong Soul now. I remember Nintendo was working on some kind of holographic storage medium at one point. I like cartridges. I like cartridges. They're really, from my understanding, like quickly accessible. I don't know my storage medium stuff that well, but something about like ROMs and whatnot are easily readable very quickly. Also, thank you so much for the follow, Velthamore21. Is that right, Velthamore? I hope you're having a nice Friday, and I hope you're looking forward to some Timesplitters 4 whenever I'm done yapping. I managed to find a guy who's got a camera attached to a telescope for viewing the eclipse, so pretty good. That sounds cool, I don't think I have ever actively seen an eclipse. I have probably been inside every time that has happened. Just gonna lurk. That's fine. I love my lurkers. Lurkers are the backbone of any stream. The new Splatoon Splatfest has an obvious winner. What is the current Splatfest? Aren't they? Haven't they kind of been like gearing up for the release of Splatoon 3? I feel like I've been seeing some rumors about that. Splatoon 4. I don't play those games. I have never played a single one of them. But aren't they gearing up for the release of a new one? I feel like I was seeing something about that a while back. I'm kind of surprised. You'd be a fan, I think. more companies need to do that. If you message me about that, I'll take a look at it later. But today after stream, I'm probably gonna be busy for a bit because I gotta go do some shopping and stuff. Seems like a suspicious amount of effort. Remember the huge multiplayer Castlevania game? I love that one so much. I love that one so much. That is Harmony of Despair? See, I have a hard time remembering that one because there is the PS3 and 360 like a big multiplayer Castlevania game called HD, and there is like an O in there somewhere, but they don't include it in the name. They just call it Castlevania HD. And then there is also the Game Boy Advance game, Harmony of Dissonance with Juiced, I think. But yeah, I love the multiplayer Castlevania so much. That one is so fun. The only downside with that one, is it's not really. It doesn't really have any players anymore, unfortunately. Also, I think my PS3 shut off from me leaving it sit and not touching it for so long. Let me get that up while I chat in the background here. I've played Duolingo, I guess. That's not a game. That's not a game. You can't count that one as a game. It does have some sort of like gamified mechanics in it or something though, right? I've played with it a teensy tiny bit. Mine was Fate Grand Order. I got burned out after 5 years of grinding. I know a couple of people that have been playing what is that game called? Grand Blue Fantasy. And they have been playing Grand Blue Fantasy for what feels like at least like 10 years or something, and they all talk about how much they hate the game and how bad it is, and I am like, why do you not stop playing it if you don't like the game? And they're like, oh, my guild needs me, or my friends need me, and it's like, tell them sorry. Tell them sorry. You gotta look out for yourself. If you're not enjoying yourself, don't do it. Don't do it. Sorry, galling comes from an old medical theories which liver secretions were thought to be associated with negative emotions. I had no idea. Is that related to like the gallbladder? Old medicine was weird. You have to you have to put these leeches on your skin, Olympies, and have them drain out the bad humors. I actually saw something here recently where somebody was like, if you're accumulating microplastics in your body, what if you just had a leech suck out your blood? Would the leech suck out the microplastics? Does that work that way? Don't make that face at me. Don't make that face at me. This is a genuine question. Would that not work? Don't make that face at me. Lurking and casting the Valve Flame. What's your favorite fuzzy animal? Baby chickens, baby bears, or little bunnies? Yeah, well, 100% bunnies. Bunnies are cute. Bunnies are cute. Giving microplastics to a leech seems mean. I was just curious if that would actually work or not. I don't know. I don't know. Let me get a real quick drink of one, please. Sunken cost fallacy. I talked about this the other day, and I don't care for the fact that there are so many like psychologists in the video game field that are researching like new ways to get people addicted to video games and new ways to lower your inhibitions in regards to like spending money and stuff. Like there's a kind of sort of semi-infamous quote from I believe it was Bobby Kotick, back, I don't know, probably like a generation or two ago, where he said something along the lines of, if you're a fan of Battlefield and you've been playing the campaign for 2 hours and you're out of ammo and we suddenly ask you 50 cents to reload your gun, you're not going to be very cost conscious at that time, or something along those lines. And that kind of thing is so scummy. That is so scummy, and I feel like gachas heavily rely on like fear of missing out, and like they want you to like get in the gacha community and make a bunch of friends so that all your friends are playing it, and you don't want to lose your friends by not playing. It's all bad. It's all bad. I don't like that kind of stuff. It is so bad. Makes me think of an interesting video on how eventually the social elements of MMO gameplay will outweigh the gameplay elements. So I spent a lot of time playing Final Fantasy XIV, and I would say that is very much already the case for a lot of people there. There are a lot of people that just stay subbed even if they're not doing anything at all, just because all of their friends play it, and they just hang out like in each other's houses and stuff, and just use it as an online chat room and pay like what $13 a month for that or something. Like, more power to the people that are actually playing it, but a lot of people are just using it as a virtual dollhouse simulator. No shame to the people that are doing that, but it's not for me. It's not for me. That is why I don't really play Final Fantasy XIV anymore. That and raiding took way too much time. Doing my ultimate raids and my savage raids is fun, but it took way too much time. I don't have that much time anymore. Leeches do have medical uses today. They produce natural blood thinners. I didn't know that. I don't know a lot about leeches medically. Leeches already have microplastics. Almost every living thing does now. That and heavy metals are a big concern if you're eating like fish or marine life. Like if you're eating like a big fish, if you're having like swordfish or something, you are not supposed to eat it more than like I think it was like twice a week or something. You gotta give your body time to work that stuff out. I won't phase. They also naturally prompt blood flow in the areas they feed from, which in a way is harder to duplicate. What's crazier is that maggots also have medical uses. Ugh, that's gross. They can safely remove gangrenous and necrotic tissues from injury without overly harming the healthy tissue. Ugh, that's gross. I don't like that. I don't like that. Kotick is so comically evil. I play lots of gacha games, mainly Cookie Run Kingdom and Dragon Ball Legends. Just don't spend a lot of money in them. Don't spend any money in them. I know a lot of them will also kind of rope you in with like dailies and stuff, and you get the fear of missing out on like doing your dailies and stuff too. Thank you for the head pat, Kabu. A really strong magnet. But yeah, I don't know. I had a hard time quitting both of the more like gacha-centric mobile games that I was playing, because I was like, man, if I stop playing and I ever want to start playing again, I'm going to perpetually be behind. And eventually I just had to be like, oh well, I value my time more. I'm wasting my time every day going on and doing all of these dailies and not really enjoying them. Thank you for the head pat, Kabo. Okay, let me scoot out of the way here, and we will actually we're about at our hour-long point, and discussion's dying down a little. So let me scoot out of the way here, and we can actually talk about the video game now. Let me hop over here. Let me hop over here. Alright, you should play Doronko Wonko? Drunk dog? Yeah. What is that game about? I spent $5 on CRK and like 20 on Dragon Ball Legends. Don't spend money. Don't spend money. At the very least, play them for free. Game starts as I'm going home now. Be back soon. I'm sorry, Finbar. I'm sorry. We're gonna be talking about stuff for a little bit, but in regards to Timesplitters 4. It's a free game where you play as a pom-pom. It's also really short, like an hour long. Maybe I'll check it out. I have a very hard time remembering this stuff. I probably won't remember it after stream time. I have the worst memory ever. Be safe on your way home, Finbar. Benda released 3 short free games, and that was one of them. Hi, my bland username. I like your username. I like your username. Don't put yourself down. How are you doing today? But before I show off the Timesplitters 4 stuff, here's this. It's some fan art. You love fan art, don't you, Amonfis? This was done by Shattered Violet, I believe is their name. I have their Twitch page here for a change. But I'm out of ways to grind. That doesn't mean you should spend money on it. That doesn't mean you should spend money. Don't do that. Save your money. Save your money. You have cute little feet on this model? No. Sorry. But there's Shattered Violet's Twitch page, and I love their art. They did I believe it was 2 other pieces of art for us. It might have been 3. I don't recall, but check them out, Amonfis. Check them out. They draw other VTubers as well. And then I'll give you the meat of what you're actually here for now. You're here for Timesplitters. You don't care about me showing off my dumb fan art or whatever. You're here for video games. So the first thing I have to show you, I should maybe show you the game before I show you this stuff. But for what? Magic cards? Huh? I don't understand. But I don't actually remember what I had prepared, because I prepared this like 2 hours ago. Oh yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna have to walk through these a bit with you guys, because I kind of forgot what they were and what I had prepared. But in the Free Radical Archive community, the Discord that I mentioned earlier that I joined, they have a tool there that somebody made where you can unpack the data files from the Timesplitters 4 beta, and here are some maps that they found. They don't currently do anything. They're all in like they're just like dummied out data. You can't actually go to any of these levels, I don't believe. The beta is 1 level big, or sorry, the prototype is 1 level big, and it just pops you in multiplayer, and there's no level select. There's not a whole lot to the actual level itself, but here's some unused, like, dummied out content that's like showing off levels that might have been in the full game had Free Radical not shut down. I'm here to vibe and receive my daily dose of sensory stimulation. You're in the right place for that. So we have here in the files, we have Castle Assault. We have Castle TS3, which I assume is a it's been a long time since I've played Future Perfect. There was very likely a castle level in that. TS3 obviously is Timesplitters Future Perfect. That's the 3rd game. And then Castle TS4, I have to imagine, is probably the level that we're going to be seeing in the actual prototype, because you're up on like the ramparts of a castle. There's like a little interior courtyard area, and there are some other areas that I'm going to show you here in a bit that they had like concept art, and they had I believe it was on the who's Stu though? I don't know. I don't know who Stu is, but they have concept art. They have stuff that was on some of the developers and artists and whatnot's like LinkedIn's. A lot of this stuff has been coming out, like slowly trickling out over the years. Like I said, this prototype only came out in the last few months, and the story behind it is kind of interesting. I don't know the names of the parties that were involved. I forgot to get that stuff pulled up ahead of time, but there was a user on the Timesplitters Reddit, I believe it was, that said, "Hey, I just bought this. I bought this PS3 off of I think it was eBay, and it was a totally normal looking PS3. I think it was a fat PS3. And it came with like a bunch of other games. Came with like some I don't know, like a UFC game and like some like racing games or Madden games, or it wasn't anything too particularly interesting. But they fired up the PS3 and it had the Timesplitters 4 prototype on it. Just hanging out on this random PS3 that they bought off of eBay. And had the wrong person bought this, it would probably just end up lost. So luckily the right person got it, and it'd be really interesting to know the timeline of that PS3. I would love to know what went down that it ended up in the hands of just some dude from like the Timesplitters Reddit. Like, it's so cool to know like how this stuff traded hands. Whenever Free Radical went out of business, it might have been something like one of the developers just took one of the PS3s home with them or something, or maybe they just sold them off to cover costs and they didn't delete the stuff on it. It's hard to tell. It's cool to think of what might have happened, but this got out there, it got in this guy's hands, and they were like, hey, I bought this PS3 off of eBay, and I think it has the Timesplitters 4 prototype, and so a bunch of people were helping them out in the comments of their post on Reddit, and they were like walking them through step by step on how to like carefully preserve all of the data on the hard drive, and like various tools that they could install to like dump all the data, and how to you know make sure nothing got deleted so that it could be archived and put up online. And this is currently available on archive.org, I believe is where I got it from. Let me see if I can pull that up for you guys real quick. If any of you have a PS4 with either what is it called? HEN, which stands for Homebrew Enabler, which is what mine is running, or if you have custom firmware, you can fire this up. You can fire this up and you can play it. You can do it yourself. There's a little bit of work involved to actually get it running, and you might have to you might have to jump through some hoops, but check out this Envies. This is where I grabbed it from, and it's got some instructions there. They didn't really work for me. I had to do a lot of troubleshooting on my own to get it to work, and the people in the people in the Free Radical Archive Discord also they had some helpful instructions there, and eventually I got it running. But if you're interested in checking it out, doesn't work on emulators right now, but if you have the right kind of PS3, you can fire it up. Tangential, but I feel like the PS3 controller was a downgrade from the PS2 despite looking identical. I'm not sure why. I will say the PS3 controller, this is a very minor complaint. It feels too light to me. I feel like there's no heft behind it. I don't know, minor complaint. But boys would look at this and say, heck yeah. Hi Pixel, how are you doing? So like I said, the Castle TS4 level is probably the one we're going to be playing. There's a Mexico level which they found some data in the Free Radical Archives Discord that showed what the Mexico level might be. It's like a futuristic, like deserty looking saloon thing. I'll show you that one here in a little bit. Then there's Stu's test room. There's trailer_blockout. I don't really know what blockout means. Would you believe me if I told you the first PS3 controllers had no vibration? They only had the gyro thing at first. That was the 6-axis controller, right? And then they came out with the DualShock 3, which had I believe that had 6-axis and vibration built in, if I'm remembering right. And then they have trailer_park_blockout. I have no idea what that means. Also, hi Swyhild, how are you doing? Mexico. I've been there. There better be dogs on the roof. It's just one like piece of like concept art that I assume would have been used on like a loading screen or like a level select or something like that. But it's pretty cool looking. It's pretty cool looking. It makes me wonder what kind of stuff we might have seen had the game actually like fully come out. But then we have TS4 Story Test. Obviously the name of that one kind of speaks for itself. They were probably just taking stuff from Timesplitters Future Perfect and throwing it in there and messing with stuff to get like various like, I don't know, maybe cutscenes or something working. I couldn't tell you. And the reason I say they were probably just taking like Future Perfect stuff and kind of altering it is this prototype is actually built on top of Timesplitters Future Perfect assets. And if you have ever played Future Perfect, you are going to recognize a lot of the stuff in this prototype. It uses like a lot of just menu assets. It uses a few there were like some previously unreleased like prototype beta assets from Future Perfect found in the files. Let me see if I have that. Yeah. Okay, so the files of Future Perfect were found in this, including like a bunch of like dummied out levels that were never used and stuff. If you check this out, if you want to open that up for later, like there is all kinds of cool stuff in there. They took the data from that and I think they overwrote some of the levels in the actual like launched version of Timesplitters Future Perfect, and they were able to get these test levels like up and running in some circumstances, and they cover a few of them there. And if you scroll down through the replies on that tweet, like there's some of the stuff in there too. So like check it out. It's super cool. It's super cool if you're a fan of the series. And then there is Wild West Blockout. Wild West Blockout Arthur. Well, Wild West Blockout Phil. I don't know who Phil and Arthur are. And then Wild West Diorama. In an alternate timeline, this game would have come out alongside the initial concept work of Duke Nukem Forever. There are people working on getting the Duke Nukem Forever like prototypes up and running. I don't know how that's going. I don't know if it's going to turn out to be any good, but I'd be interested to see that whenever it's done. Whatever happened to all that? I feel like I heard something about it a few years ago. I don't know. But one thing in regards to that, I did actually see that they had something in the Free Radical Archives Discord where I don't know if it's like ran out of there or not, but some members of the Timesplitters community are trying to take those prototype assets from Timesplitters Future Perfect. I believe the project is called Timesplitters. Oh gosh, what was it? Timesplitters revamped or something. It's not Rewind. There is the fan project called Timesplitters Rewind, but that is a separate thing. But they're trying to they're trying to get these levels in a playable state and trying to polish stuff up and get them so you can actually play on them in Timesplitters Future Perfect. So like new levels for a game that came out almost 20 years ago. Isn't that so cool, OLVs? I love how Psycho Mantis freaks out at the lack of rumble in Metal Gear Solid 4. Then when the DualShock 3 came out, they patched in Psycho Mantis just happily rejoicing at the return. There's a lot of cool stuff with that. It's a bit of a lesser known one. Whenever you get to that part with Psycho Mantis, there is an option in the PS3 to reassign your controller to a different slot. And if you do that there is some cool unique dialogue for that too. I love that so much. OMVs. Last I heard, they were asking for volunteer voice actors. I hope they get some people. and I hope it turns out good. I haven't played Metal Gear Solid 4 since it came out, Port 1. Like I was saying earlier, I think they might be coming out with a PC port in the what is it called? Master Collection? I keep wanting to go to that. That's the collections that they've been coming out with recently, and they had a site for the Master Collections, and it included a Metal Gear Solid timeline, if I'm remembering right, and it contained some data in like the I don't know, like the CSS or like the I don't know, something like that pointed to, I think it was Peace Walker, Metal Gear Solid 4, Rising, and I want to say a couple of other games, and people were speculating that is probably going to be part 2 of the Master Collection. So those are the first set of dummied out levels that they found. Then there was also Castle Courtyard, Castle Night, and maybe Castle Night is the one that we're playing on, because it's like a rainy nighttime castle level. Portable Ops port, never. Portable Ops is a little bit stinky. Then there's Peasant with Rifle. I have no idea what that is. Maybe that's just character data, because they also have Sir Chimp-a-Lot down there, and that's a character that's actually in the game that you can see running around. So maybe these are not all just level data. I don't know. Poops, stinky. That's gross. That's gross. Then there's a preview blockout. Then there's Sir Chimp-a-Lot, like I said. Trailer blockout. Wild West diorama, which was that was in the previous one as well. And then there is ZA Strip Club. I don't know what ZA stands for, but there was like a nightclub level in Future Perfect. Probably not related. I don't know. So there's one more set of those maybe levels that they found. There's Artist Preview. There's Filter Test Room. The Strip Club, the Pizza Strip Club, or the Pizza Club, obviously. The pizzas on face. The pizzas are gonna take all the toppings off. They're gonna show you just the bread under all the toppings. Also, hi Alpin, how are you doing today? It's good to see you. I hope you're having a nice Friday. There's the artist preview room. There's the filter test room. There's particle test room and simple test room. Does Haru consider sauce a topping? No, but if you're gonna have a pizza stripping down, then like you know it's gotta not have sauce. It's like an article of clothing, right? Sauce is one of the important pieces of clothing for a pizza. That'd be like a stripper ripping off their skin. Maybe not quite the same. And then I believe these next three are they're actual like some of it's concept art, some of it's like leaked stuff from LinkedIn or whatever. This one here, let me scoot out of the way more. This is the Martian Wild West one that I was telling you about. It has the cool like futuristic saloon. Isn't that neat looking, Olympies? Check it out. I love this so much. I would love to see where the game would have went if it had fully come out. I am so crazy sad that we never got this. I love Timesplitters so much. No, it's just for strips like the sauce only strips they do in New England. Totally harmless. Let me get a real quick drink on one piece. I know the ones you're talking about. They give you like they give you like stuff to dip them in, right? Haru picks the most fascinating topics, such as whether sauce is a clothing on a stripper pizza. Look, it comes up naturally. It's not weird. This gives me Wildstar vibes. Oh, holy crud! The Timesplitters 4 demo got leaked. Hi, Mr. Pokelips, how are you? It's been a bit since I've seen you, and yeah, I am super excited to play this. I'm currently going over stuff that some dedicated members of the Timesplitters community found in the files. This is one of the like, I believe this was a file actually found in the game itself, and to me, this looks like this would have been like, I don't know, like a loading screen maybe, or maybe some kind of like level select screen or something like that. I don't know. I can't tell you where exactly this would have been used. That's so cool. I just looked into it. I have it up and running, and we're gonna see it here in a little bit. And these next two are actually related to the playable level that we're going to see. This one is this is one of the ones from LinkedIn that I was telling you about. Let me scoot over just a tiny bit more. From patrickanderson.co.uk. I'll scoot back on a tiny bit more. Don't mind me over here, Wolfies. Don't mind me. Apparently, a prototype of the game was found on a PS3 test console on eBay. Yeah, that's the one that I have up and running, and we're gonna go through it here in a bit. And this was, let me see if I can shrink this down a tiny bit. This is this was speculated to be part of the castle level that we're going to be playing, and this would have been like the inside of the castle, assumedly, or like down in the basement, because right now you're just up on like the ramparts. You're in like a little courtyard area. There's not a whole lot to it from what I saw. It has you start out with one weapon. He doesn't have the actual PS3. No, sorry. I am not the person who bought the test PS3 off of eBay. But there are like 3 weapons in the prototype. You start out with like it's like a alien looking like Martian machine gun or something like that, and then there's a double barrel shotgun you can find lying around in the level. That's the one where if you try to melee with it, the game crashes unless you have like a specific fix, but I didn't get that working in time, so we're just gonna not melee with that. And then there is another weapon that they found in the files. I believe it is not like, it's not anywhere in the level itself from what I recall, but they found it laying around. They found it laying around, and they got it working by like swapping it out for some of the other weapon IDs whenever they were playing around with the data. But unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to show you that one because I don't have that modified version of the eboot file, which is how they run. It's like eboot.bin is how you boot this stuff up. So this is the under part of the castle, and then this is some concept art of the castle. It's a bit big. It's a little too big for the screen. Let me see if I can do this. This is some concept art of the castle called Frank's Lab. Whoa, doesn't it look so cool? Doesn't it look so cool, Almonface? So you can see there's like the castle up there, up top, very castle-esque. This would have assumedly been like the inside of the castle and led down to a room like this, where I don't know, maybe in like a story mode or something. This would have been like where you would have fought like a Frankenstein boss or something. There's a lot of really cool concept art that has been leaking out over time from the 2 different versions of Timesplitters 4, which I'll cover that in a bit, and we'll watch the we'll watch the like leaked internal trailer for the not great looking Timesplitters 4 from in the last few years. I think it was from like maybe 2001 or something like that. I don't remember, but it's pretty. It's kind of dire looking, unfortunately. So maybe it's good we didn't get that version, but I think this looks super cool on One Piece. I would love to have seen this version of Timesplitters 4. This is the one from 2008. So there's all of those. There's all of those. Let me scoot back over here. Let me get up. Let me get up real close to you, Almaphies. You don't mind if I slide in real close, right? We can actually hop over and check out the game now. What do you think? Don't make that face. Don't make that face. I'm not gonna do anything weird. I'm just getting up close because I love you, Almaphies. So let me get us over here. Over here. And here you can see TS4 _ lit. And this might maybe crash if I didn't do something right. So you're gonna need to give me a second. And every time I fire this up, it kind of loses signal. I think it's something to do with the HDMI splitter. I don't really know. So just kind of bear with me. Bear with me, because this is a prototype, and I do not have a developer PS3. This is just a regular like consumer version PS3 Slim, so it might not work the first try. Let's see. Hopefully it fires up just fine today. I had it working just fine earlier. There we go. Almaphies, what do you think? What do you think? It's got the monkey. And then let me know if this is too loud. As you can see, things are a little bit broke. Just a little bit here. This is an HDMI splitter. It's Timesplitter. So here it is, Almaphies. What do you think? What do you think? Let me just go into the controls real quick. Sorry, I don't do good with the inverted controls. And you'll notice here these menus are just from Timesplitters Future Perfect. They use a lot of stuff from it. So like, you know, it looks really good, full game wear. So if I remember right, let me think if I have the timeline right here. This prototype was dated from around November, I think, and then is there anything to shoot in this? What is this music? This is just the music that they made for it. There'll be stuff to shoot shortly. I can't see Captain because I'm in audio only mode. Don't worry, we'll probably be here for a bit. But you can spawn in bots and stuff, and I think the timeline on this was something along the lines of this was dated at, I want to say, November of 2008, and here's the shotgun. This is from November of 2008, and then the company Free Radical went out of business. I want to say it was in December of 2008. So this did not have a lot of time to cook, unfortunately, and they still had all of this done. Look at how nice this looks on one face. I would love to have seen the full finished thing. I assume if the game was finished, like we would probably be able to like go down that way or whatever. I was kind of worried there for a second whenever I shot if it was actually going to fire the gun or not. There was like a brief pause there, but it's got a shotgun. I think this shotgun might maybe be from Future Perfect, and then it's got the cool like steampunk looking machine gun thing here. You can see it's pretty basic. It doesn't have a lot in the way of like weapons and stuff. You can melee with this, but if you try to do that with the shotgun, like I said, it'll crash. Is the machine gun new? It's been a really long time, super crazy long time since I've played Timesplitters 2 or Future Perfect, but I am like 95% sure this is brand new. Yes, like you can take a look at the difference in quality. This shotgun, it looks. Let me get somewhere more well lit. This shotgun looks like it's from like a GameCube game, and then this here, it is significantly higher res. It looks so good, and it has like it has these really great reflections on it too. This thing looks so good, Almaphies. The steampunk thing is brand new. So you can see it's a pretty basic little test level. You can run around there. You're up on the ramparts. You can like get up on the pipes and stuff. There's not like a ton to it. I don't think there's any real like interactivity with the environment. I guess it's kind of shooting out chunks of this maybe, or maybe it's just like that. Oh, okay. It's just like that. It's just like that. The arms almost look like a lab coat, and it reminds me of the doctor from the first game with the village. You were playing as it actually says that somewhere here. Let me. I'll have to quit out to the menu for us to see that one, but we'll do that shortly. So there's basically a loop here. Score doesn't. It's just player 1 has 0 because I haven't killed anyone. But I've been disconnected from the access point. I hope it doesn't dox my Wi-Fi name. Is the game running in 1080p or 720? I don't know. I would assume 1080. That's what I have my PS3 set at. But you spawn back here in this little area. There's like a little loop you can go through here. It's pretty cool looking. You go out here. There's a shotgun hanging out. It respawns every now and then. We've already grabbed it like 2 or 3 times. There's not a whole lot to this level. This was primarily made just to show off to like the higher ups or whatever. You can kind of see there's even more stuff out there. The geometry is a bit broken. Like you can see there's like a roof there that isn't really attached to anything. You can see there's like a rampart out there. That stuff's mostly just there to make it look good, I think. Because if you like crawl over here and take a look, you can kind of see that rampart. You can see out the window. It's just to show off the lighting. It's to show off the rain. It's to show off the reflections. Like it looks super good. It looks super good. You gotta realize this was 2008. This looked really nice. I feel it's got the cool like dragon carp here in the fountain. Not a whole lot to this level. Some rubble here blocking us that probably would have kept us from going to an area that probably would have been there in the finished product. Did any of the devs comment on this board? If they did, I don't know. This came out, I want to say, the 5th of last month, or like the 8th or something. This is only about a month old. It is not that old. And there's like a big cool spire in the background. Assumedly, this is how maybe people were telling it was that like Frank's lab or whatever that they have the concept art of. And it really wants to snap me back to the middle of the screen while I'm like firing and moving and stuff. So this probably wasn't very far along. Would have just been set up for for just, you know, showing off and testing and stuff. It's got like a little zoom in. I assume you can. Okay, no, you can't do that with every weapon. You can only do that with this one. You can probably do that with the cool golden sniper rifle, but like I said, I don't have the other version of the game where we're going to be able to see that. But this is basically all there is to the level itself. You can run around and like melee with your arms. Your arms are a bit wonky looking because this is in widescreen versus where Future Perfect would have been in standard def. So you're probably seeing a bit more than you were supposed to. And it kind of hangs a little bit every time I swap weapons. So this one right here, this is the big cool thing. Just the new gun. It's just a run-of-the-mill machine gun, and I think once you're out of ammo, that's it. That's it. And then let me take a look over here because there are some commands that you can do. It is where did I move? Okay. So X plus. D-pad right. Timesplitters, new shader lighting tech demo. Featuring cutting-edge surface shader technology targeting all leading platforms. Complex ambient lighting simulation. Multiple dynamic lights per surface. Super slick HD performance. Target frame rate 60 FPS. That's the way to go, LMVs. That's the way to go. At least 60 FPS. Jumping there is no jumping. I'm sorry. Advanced adaptive normal mapping techniques. I don't really know what like mapping and stuff is or means. Sorry. I'm probably not the best person in the world to show this off. High fidelity reflection mapping. So this is like if they would have had like somebody coming in, or wait, there totally is jumping. There 100% is jumping. Oh, okay, I lied. There's jumping. There's jumping. I thought companies were starting to warm up to the idea of 60 FPS being the norm at the start of this gen, but that kind of fell to the wayside. Yeah, unfortunately, it feels like companies are still very much, they're very much just targeting, like, graphical fidelity over the games running well, and I personally enjoy a higher frame rate more than I do a pretty looking game, because the gains there are minimal. Let me take a real quick drink, and then we'll play around in the menu a little bit, OMFs, and we'll get some bots in game. So let me see what else we've got here. I assume since you hold the X button, you press that to jump, and you hold it and then press buttons on the D-pad to make the developer stuff happen. There's also the options to have things like scroll down like this. So I assume you would have had like you would have had like somebody playing through it real time, and like you would have like shot somebody and done like a cool thing, and then you would have like popped down like this thing, and you would have had somebody like talking about the presentation to like the shareholders or whatever, and they'd be like running around fighting the bots or whatever, and then they'd like pop down the next thing, you know, like a PowerPoint or whatever, and they'd go through everything like step by step and probably show off like cool surface shader technology, and they'd like come down and look at all the surfaces, or like they'd be like complex ambient lighting simulation, and like show off all the cool lighting tricks that they have going on and whatnot. So they've got that kind of thing here. They have you can hold X and press left on the D-pad to keep yourself safe. As you can see, I think it'll probably respawn me. I hope. I hope. Oh, okay. If you hit a button, it spawns you in, and you probably also recognize a lot of the sound effects and stuff as well. If you played the other games, let me see if these other buttons do anything. We've got our crouch, we've got our jump, we've got our melee, we have a reload. We have like a million different buttons that pull up the score. D-pad swaps your weapons. You have a zoom on L2. Was that the character from Future Perfect? I don't remember. I don't remember what exactly this character is, but yes, I believe it's a character from Future Perfect. Maybe the obsession with graphical fidelity is for the sake of the investors. Very, very likely, unfortunately. I wish that wasn't the case. There are some other things here that we're not really going to be able to test out. There's, if you press V on a keyboard, because you could plug a keyboard into the PS3. If you press V on a keyboard, it toggles VSync. I think there was some other way to do that, like in the menus or something, and it ran significantly worse whenever I tried to do that. So we're just gonna keep that off regardless. It doesn't really feel like there's any screen tearing that I can detect, so VSync doesn't really feel like it's too needed here to me. I don't know. Looks like one of the characters from the magazine concept art designs. There are a ton of really cool leaked Timesplitters for like concept art designs and stuff on these. Then you can hit M on the keyboard to show like performance metrics. It'll show like what frame rate it's running at, like how close, like I don't know, like the RAM and stuff are to filling up. It's got a bunch of technical details like that you wouldn't really see in like normal gameplay. Then Oh, circle plus D-pad right turns on. Oh, I crashed it. I hit circle with the shotgun out. That is that is the melee button. Oops. Assert failed. Critical assert info anim handle. Invalid anim handle. QA assert. This is fatal. The game will crash sooner or later. Could not load the animation. Weapon. Double shotgun. Double shotgun melee. I broke it. Way to go, Haru. You broke it. It was an accident. It was an accident. I forgot that was the button for that. And I think hitting the circle button is going to crash my PS3. So you're gonna have to give me a second while I get it restarted. d/user/trunk/ts4/source. They got a bunch of info there that I assume would have been for like the QA testers or whatever. So let me hit this button and see if it crashes. Okay, it is just 100% frozen. Give me just a second to fire my PS3 back up. I gotta turn it. I gotta turn it on and off, and let me hide this real quick so you don't see like my user menu. I don't want to like dox my roommates or anything. Okay, let me get it all turned off and back on and signed in, and then we'll be good to go. We'll be good to go. I didn't mean to break it on one face. I didn't mean to break it. I feel a little bad about that. Get NM info U32. I don't know what that means. I don't know what U32 is. But you're gonna have to give me a second because after I get all signed in, it takes like a minute or so to get to get the homebrew enabler all fired up and whatnot. You can probably hear all the stuff happening in the background. It'll take me a second. Very sorry. Didn't mean to crash it. I couldn't get the shotgun fix working in time. I was trying to get that working like all the way up until before stream, and it wasn't happening. It wasn't happening, sadly. Nostalgic sound. I love the PlayStation startup sounds. They sound super good on Wolfies. Okay, let me turn this back on. And we want to go down to this. Ignore all of my video games there, Wolfies. Ignore all of those. You don't want to see those. You don't want to see those. Except the PS2 error sound. I don't think I ever encountered that one. Is that the thing where the screen like turns all red and it yells at you? Let's see. Timesplitters 4. Hopefully it just runs and doesn't crash again. I miss the PS1 startup sound so much. The PS1 startup sound, it is great, MLVs. It is great. Okay, so we are back in game. You can see all the assets loading in. Stuff will pop in here sooner or later. There we go. Let me set it back to inverted look. Well, let's actually see what we've got here. We've got control layout. Oh, these are very clearly assets that are not meant to necessarily stay in whenever the game was finished. As you can see, they have some stuff where the placeholder assets aren't even there. You can see the yellow and pink boxes. We've got the radical layout. We've got the classic. We've got classic B. We've got custom. We'll just leave it on classic. There's something there for like grenades, but I don't really know if there are any grenades. Let's see. Grenade would have been the Z button, assumedly. And the Z button would probably be... how do I get out of the menu here? Z button would probably be... this one? That's how I shoot. It pulls up the score. Hold the phone on, Wolfies. Hold the phone. Yeah, I think grenades just aren't in. Radical. I hope somebody took the time to record the song on this level because it's a bop. If you join the Envtuber Cord, I will post the song for you later. Somebody already ripped it from the Free Radical archive Discord. I can just post it there. If you want to join that one, it is also they had a I forget how I got in there. I forget where the link to it was. So let's see what Crosshair does. On and fixed, on and moving. Let's see what on and moving does. I'm just kind of curious. Oh man, oh no, I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. Oh man. I'm sure if you like played I don't know, like GoldenEye and stuff, this would be cool for you. I don't like this. This reminds me of how the older games control. Were they like that? They had like the they had like the manual aim where you would like zoom in like this and you could kind of do this, but I don't remember them doing this all the time. All right, we're turning that one back off. There's inverted look, auto aim, auto look ahead. I assume that's probably the thing that was reorienting my camera to be looking forward whenever I was moving. Aim mode, toggle or hold, crouches, toggle or hold, weapon changes, rumble. I don't know if rumble is in or not. We'll see. We'll see. Then audio video options, we got music on or off. It doesn't even turn it off. That doesn't do anything. We'll turn on the subtitles, why not? I remember revisiting Timesplitters 2 years later in the 360 era, and it was hard to readjust to it. I haven't played them again for a very long time. I would love to someday soon. We need to finish beating through Timesplitters 1 and then do that. Okay, let me see. So circle plus D-pad right is toggles VSync, and as you can see, it runs really poorly with VSync on. VSync was probably just for I don't know, showing off, like look at it, not screen tearing or anything, but I feel like I didn't even notice any screen tearing. Vomiting. I'm with you there. Okay, I turned VSync back off. We also have add bots to the map, and we have toggle invincibility on and off. You can see it's just a thing there. We'll turn that off. Holy heck, my favorite wolf is streaming. Thank you for the head pat, and how are you doing, Blessed Heretic? It's good to see you. I hope you're excited for the Timesplitters 4 prototype. I've been showing everyone all the cool stuff in it. Okay, so let's add in bots. Circle plus D-pad up. Bots enabled after restart. So let's play around in the menu a little bit. Let's go see. I'll maybe accidentally end up crashing stuff again. You can see this is literally just the Timesplitters Future Perfect menu with Timesplitters Future Perfect there in the corner and everything. I've been seeing. I'm more excited to see you be excited about it. Thank you for the head pat. Finbar gets back, Hardcoot's playing. I'm home and I can see. It looks super nice. It looks super nice. I'm gonna run around a little bit more, and we'll do a little bit of fighting some bots, and turning widescreen off is it's not great. It's not great. I'm kind of curious how that would look once you actually get in. It claims to have multiplayer here. I don't think that was working from what I saw people saying. So this is probably just a bunch of dummied out content from Future Perfect that doesn't work. Mapmaker doesn't work. Player progress is very basic. None of these extras worked, if I remember right. I hit view credits last time and it just crashed the game. Hydrate. Okay, let me get a real quick drink of one of these. View Movies has a helping hand, which I have to assume is probably something from Future Perfect. It's been forever, so I can't say for sure. settings is just it's mostly just the stuff we can get to in game. Although we could turn on big head mode on One Piece. I don't know what's actually going to be working here. It claims down there that all of these should work in custom games. Hope your day has been well. My day has been super duper good, super crazy good, especially because I'm getting to spend it both with my Amalfis and checking out something I have been crazy excited about. Let's turn on. Let's see it normally before we turn anything on. This is making me want to replay Timesplitters 2. There is never a bad time to replay Timesplitters 2, in my opinion. Player progress. You can see there's more dummied out stuff there that isn't really working. Challenges and leagues and stuff are almost certainly not in. I don't know what's going to break if we go into it, but let's play around in the menus a little bit. You can see they have assumedly just dummied out stuff of the characters from Future Perfect. Some of them are there, and then it seems like the default is this cactus dude. But bipedal tractors are the latest must-have accessory for the Cactus Man about town. I forget if there was a Cactus Man in Future Perfect or not. The other ones seem like they are probably just these are probably just the descriptions from Future Perfect. I have to imagine. There was. Oh, okay. I'm glad you remember that because I do not. Did Cortez start being a character in 2 or Future Perfect? He started being a character in 2. He doesn't have too much of a personality from what I remember. It's pretty basic. Like you just kind of pop in and take over the people in the past or the future or whatever and do your stuff. I don't think he had too much of a character in 2. He's a corny version of Vin Diesel. That is in Future Perfect, and that is because of publisher meddling. But we've got the stats here. I have no idea what Insomnia is. That might maybe be like, if I had to guess, playtime after a certain hour or something. My PS3's internal clock is not set. Wait, right? Did they just become other people when they went to the different eras? In Timesplitters 2, you literally become the person. In Future Perfect, Cortez is there as himself, and he's like helping out the characters from those timelines. Also, thank you for the head pat, Blessed Heretic. We've got like our total games, our total kills, losses, how much we've shot, etc. How many like animal characters we've killed. I guess I guess we're playing as Mr. Jared Slim. That's who it's popping us in as, since we don't really get the option to change it. And then what else do we have here? I think that's it for that. Mapmaker crashes, unfortunately, so we're not gonna mess around in the Mapmaker because it does just crash. I don't know about challenge. These are probably just Future Perfect things. I remember cat driving, so these are probably just from Future Perfect. You can see there's like the disco level there. There's like the haunted mansion level. I think these are probably all going to crash the game if we try to fire them up. So we can try that as like the very last thing we do. Why are the button prompts the GameCube controls? I don't know. I guess that's just the version that they chose to do development. Cat driving? You don't remember cat driving? It's a minigame where you take over like a little RC cat. And you have to like race it around. I don't know if this is going to crash us or not. Let's play around with the bots a little bit before we try this stuff out, because I think all of this stuff is probably going to crash us. I'm not positive. Not too positive. Story. Scotland the Brave. I don't think this was from Future Perfect, because the first level in Future Perfect is I want to say like the island level, or maybe like the space planet level. I don't remember. It's been so long. I haven't played it for like almost I don't know, probably like a decade or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 10. Wasn't it a space station, or was that the end of one of them? That is the end of Timesplitters 2, if I remember right. Let's try firing up Deathmatch. That is probably the one that will not crash us, I have to imagine. I don't want to spoil it. Did I crash it? Hello? Oh, okay, I crashed it. Let me restart it. Let me restart it again. My PS3 is in kind of a weird position here. I have to crawl under my desk to turn my PS3 on and off. Are you able to just spawn bots, or does it have to be a gameplay mode? You can spawn the bots, and there was an option just to restart from the menu. So we'll get those in. Thank you for the head pat, Blessed Herd. Hard maximizing their size advantage. My desk is easy enough to crawl under. I didn't have any like readily available outlets to plug my stuff in, so it's just under my desk right now. Cause the only outlet that I had was like over on a different wall. Thank you for all the head pats. I can show you what this whole process looks like, I guess. Let's turn this on. Hopefully I don't show anything that I shouldn't hear. I've got all my games here. Nothing too cool. You hit this, it enables the homebrew enabler. It's called HEN because it stands for homebrew enabler. This is how I play this stuff. Then you go down to this. This is like the homebrew thing that lets you fire up like custom like homebrew apps and stuff. Then after it loads up, we'll have Timesplitters 4 right there. I don't care for the fact that it loses the signal, but I couldn't find a way around that. Okay, let's fire this back up, and how much would you hate me, OMVs, if I decided now was a good time for a quick bathroom break? Would you be upset with me? Would you be mad? Hate vtuber? Go vtuber? I'm being given one okay. You guys are gonna have to wait to see the bots, okay? Let me get them bots enabled after restart. Let me go in and turn inverted aim off. I literally just got settled in. Okay, fine. We like you all the same. Okay, I'm going to set a quick timer here, and we'll be back in about 7 minutes. That's my pee timer. I gotta get more water. I gotta pee. We'll be back, and then we'll I'll show you how it plays with the bots and Wolfies, and we'll run around and check out the map a little bit more for people that might just be tuning in. I will see you all in. Let me get my timer set. See you all in 7 minutes on Wolfies. I love you. I love you. Make sure you get up and move around for me. Okay. I'll see you soon. Phase, hi! Also, welcome in Praise the Sun, welcome in Conqueror, and welcome in Flenzen, and welcome in anyone else that may have just joined us. We are 100%, we are 100% playing Timesplitters 4. It's not like the full entire game because they didn't get it into like an entire full development. Also, thank you for the headpat, Blessed Heretic. It's not the entire game. It didn't make it like super far into development. It's just it's a prototype. They found it off of a leaked PS4 or PS3 on eBay. There was somebody on Reddit that found this, and they went on to they went on to like the Timesplitters Reddit community, and they were like, hey, I think I found something really cool. And the people there helped them like back it up and get this ready. Check this out. Check this out. Wait, this is actually a tech demo? Yeah, check it out. It looks okay. Let me swap off this gun. This is the new weapon that they have in this. There is another weapon that unfortunately you need to have like a different modified essentially executable to get that running. You need to like swap some data around to get it to start in your inventory. But there's another weapon in this. It's like a golden sniper rifle that's brand new and looks really good too. Look at how nice this looks. It also has a big addition to the series. Big addition. You can jump. You can jump all of these. That's a real game changer for Timesplitters. But it's so good. It feels good. It looks good. I'm sad this didn't actually like get to go too much further than it did. Cause look at this OMVs. It's got beautiful reflections. The guns look really nice for 2008. Jumping casual. It's not like the new Halo games where you have like mantling and stuff. But I think I got the bots turned on. So let's give it a restart. Let's see how this plays with bots on these. Restart. There they are. There he is. New character. Sheriff Skullface. That is the little monkey dude. What do you think of Wolfies? It's really fast paced. If this game has jumping, I'm gonna be sick. It does. I'm sorry, but I think jumping in a Timesplitters game would have been cool to see. For me, at least, for me. I don't know where the other dudes are. I think the shotgun is like literally just from Future Perfect. Check it out. Isn't this great? Isn't this great, all of these? It's it doesn't run like super duper amazingly just because this is like an early prototype. It runs alright. There was probably a lot more polishing that needed to be done. This is just this one level. There's some other like dummied out content that they found in the files. If you want to see about that stuff, you're gonna have to check earlier in the stream, like check out the VOD or whatever. But I love this Olympics. It looks good. It feels good to play. Like there's no vibration. I have to assume that is partially because I'm using a 6-axis controller and not a DualShock 3. But it's classic Timesplitters. This music is so sick. Like I said, join the Olympic Cord. I will post it for you in the media channel. I love this song. I got back and I was kind of rocking out to it for a few seconds before we actually like fired the game back up. But I love this so much. I love this so much, Olympies. Yeah, there's the link to the Discord if you want to join. I'll be posting that after the stream is over if I remember right. You're gonna have to remind me. You're gonna have to remind me. Timesplitters 2 Wild West BDM overall. I don't remember it. It's been a long time. It's been a really long time. Okay, let me turn on invincibility and let's take a look at some of the dudes here. Oh man. I don't think that was supposed to happen. Okay. Hello, sir. This guy looks like he's maybe who we're playing as. I'm not too sure. You can see the scores here updating. It's keeping track of who's where. The bots are alright. Wait, how do I crouch? I know there was a crouch. Hydrate. Okay, let me get a drink. Oh, okay. Let's check out the monkey guy. What do you think, One Piece? What do you think? I've got him trapped in. I think he's maybe out of ammo or something. Love monkey. He's piloting like a little like mech suit. I think he's got some sort of like weird accordion looking thing there. They're like they have the models like ripped out in the Free Radical Archives Discord. If you're interested in like checking out what they look like, if you're I don't know in like a model viewer or whatever, you can see them in much higher quality. Gundam monkey. I love the monkeys on One Piece. I love the monkeys. They're iconic to me. I think the lady that I've seen running around is also new. If we can find her and corner her. I think he's who we're playing as. Let's see. Where's she at? I think she's right there. She's dead. I think I just heard her spawn back in, maybe. Red scuba diver night mech. It's just the monkey piloting his Gundam on One Piece. The models have been ripped. How soon till we see them in VR chat? I'm sure somebody is probably already using them. Get out of my way. I'm like caught on the terrain here. There are probably some geometry issues given that this is a really early prototype. Okay, miss. Please go into the corner. Well, this is what she looks like. I wanted to get her in the corner so we could get a good look at her like the monkey. That sound. It happens. Classic Timesplitters. Reminds me of Pac-Man riding a Mokujin in Street Fighter vs. Tekken. I didn't know that was a thing. Hello, miss. Well, she's gone again. She's got her like little chef's hat on. I don't know what her design is supposed to be. Looking? No, don't look. Don't look. Don't. No melons. But if you're interested in seeing more of this stuff, I would strongly recommend joining the Free Radical Archives Discord. I forget where I found the link to that. I'm sure if you take a look, you can find it online. Let's get this turned back off. You can probably find a link to it by just looking that up. They have like all the models, all the assets and stuff ripped out, and like they're just up. Anyone can go take a look. There's nothing little about her. I thought you're not supposed to be saying these kinds of things, Kokoro. Don't say those kinds of things. Be good. But this is sadly basically all there is. What is here is really good. Plays nice. It's smooth. You can see like it's got how many players do we have here? 9? Is that right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 9 players, and like it's on a tiny map like this, and it's running really well. Like, I would really love to have seen where like even just another year of this would have got them, because I have to imagine a lot of like the AI and stuff in this is probably just like probably just the same stuff that they had in Future Perfect, because if it works, it works. Why fix what isn't broken? They keep doing the flips on face trying to dodge me. I think I have only one open slot to join another Discord server. It's gonna be saved for you. Yeah, if you join my Discord on these, I'll post the music. I'll probably post some more of the beta assets and stuff later. I have some other stuff pulled up here related to Timesplitters 4 to show you. Were there flips in Future Perfect? Yes. If you have never played like the arcade mode or like multiplayer, the AI will just randomly do flips like that. I don't really know why they do it. I guess that's their way to try to dodge or something, but they do those flips in that one too. I don't remember if they did that in Timesplitters 2 or not. I don't think they did, but it's been a long time. So this is about all there is here. We can try going into like one of the other like menus or something and seeing if it crashes. We've got like our score there. Nothing too special. And I was showing this off before. They just use all of the assets from the GameCube version of Timesplitters Future Perfect. You can set it to very smushed 4x3 mode. I love that so much of these. There's so much cool stuff here, and I don't believe any of the multiplayer stuff worked whatsoever. So sadly, even if you get this up and running, you can't like play it with a friend or anything. So we've already ran through this stuff some. I think this is just dummied. Is the menu music different? I don't believe so. I think it's the same. You can even hear the rain sound effects. They're still just playing in the background on top of everything else. I think the rain is baked into the song, unfortunately. Haru, what's your favorite Timesplitters game? 2, easily. I don't even need to think about it. Future Perfect is a great game. It has some flaws since it was rushed out the door, but 2 is my favorite. 2 is my favorite by far. You can see all the challenges here that they still have. They're just the ones from... They're the dummied out ones from Future Perfect. Going into any of these probably will crash the game, because they'll probably try to point us to somewhere that we can't go that doesn't exist anymore. Thank you for the head pat, Blessed Heritage. I knew you had bass taste. I've got pretty good taste if I say so myself, all of these. Let's check out the league stuff. I don't remember this. This is maybe, oh man. I don't remember what the league stuff is. That's probably also just something from Future Perfect that I don't remember. And I assume all of these game modes are also just from Future Perfect. None of these look too new. Thank you so much for the follow, Jinx LD. I hope you're having a nice Friday. It was the one where I had a fun sleepover with my cousin and we were playing all night. That sounds like a really good time. Timesplitters is super fun in multiplayer. And then I showed this off a little bit before. I believe the opening level of Timesplitters Future Perfect was like the alien planet or something, so I think maybe the Scotland level is new. I'm not positive on this one. Correct me if I'm wrong on one of these. Some of you have probably played it more frequently than I have, but I guarantee firing up either of these is going to absolutely just crash everything. Let's, should I give it a try, LLPs? Do you want to see any more of like the in-game gameplay? Because there's not really too much more to run around and do. Like, I can run around and like play with the shotgun some, but it's the same shotgun from Future Perfect. Hi, I had a friend bring me here. Good to meet you. I'm glad you stopped by. I hope you're having a great Friday. Do it. First level was a Ruined Earth. Second level, Scotland the Brave. Oh, I don't remember the Scotland level, but let's see what'll happen if I try to fire it up. I guarantee you it's gonna crash. Hard, why not? Oh, okay, here is our plot. Cortez has been sent back in time to Ernsnay, a small island off the coast of Oh! Was the island in Scotland? I remember the island level. I didn't know it was in Scotland. Has been sent to a small island off the coast of Scotland to investigate the time travel energy residues which Anya detected. On arrival, he finds himself in the midst of a battle raging between the British Navy and the foreign troops occupying the island. Fortunately, the eccentric Captain Ash has offered to lend a hand. What ho! I really didn't like the endless quips in Future Perfect, but the Ghost House stage was fun. I love the Haunted Mansion stage in Future Perfect. I love the Deer Hunter boss. He's so cool. Future Perfect was a flawed game. Let me try to fire it up. It's gonna crash on us. Future Perfect is a flawed game that was really rushed out the door too soon, and that was due to that was due to some publisher meddling. They Free Radical hooked up with who was that? That was EA, and EA tried to make them make a bunch of big sweeping changes to the game, and one of them was they wanted Cortez to be a quippy, non-stop action hero kind of Vin Diesel guy. I mentioned this before, but the I think this is maybe gonna crash. The board meeting that they had with some of the EA higher ups, with the Free Radical higher ups, they walked in and they had like a whiteboard where they just had, yeah, my PS3 just crashed. They had a they had a whiteboard with a whole bunch of pictures of Vin Diesel on it, and they were like, do this, do this. Okay, let me hide this so I don't. It's firing back up, and I don't wanna dox myself real quick. Dox my roommates rather. They're innocent. They're innocent. But I don't know. I feel like despite that not being like the best thing ever, that obviously goes against the feel of Timesplitters in general. It led to a more interesting. I don't want to say more interesting. It led to a memorable third game, in my opinion. Like, we have iconic lines like "It's time to split," and they made Cortez like just dorky as like their way to fire back against the EA executives. They were like, if you want him to be an endlessly quippy, quirky Vin Diesel action hero type, we'll just make him a complete nerdy dork. And I love that. I love that. That is always going to be, even though he wasn't that way in Timesplitters 2, that is how I am always going to see Cortez. Rizados, that was my best pipe. You bounders? What's a bounder? I don't know what a bounder is. Was there a haunted mansion in Timesplitters 2? Go! I don't think so. I always forget which levels are from which game, because honestly, I thought that I thought the mansion level was from I thought that was from Timesplitters 2 for the longest time, because it's been so long since I've played it. Way too long. Who was invading Scotland in 1924 is the question. Time travelers. That's part of the plot. That's part of the plot of Timesplitters Future Perfect. I think I may be stuck. I will kill myself. Wrong kill myself. Thank you for the head pat, Super El Succo. I hope you're having a nice day. Thank you for dropping by. But I don't know. I would love to see more. This is all we have of it. And Free Radical was recently shut down again. That was at the either the beginning of this year or the end of last year, and I'm so sad about that. I was really getting excited for Timesplitters 4, but some stuff came out and it did not look great. I will show you guys that in a bit. I bet we could zoom in really far with the sniper rifle. Of course EA would tarnish and taint Timesplitters. Cortez's VA is Tony the... Oh my god, is he Tony the Tiger? I never knew that! Is he actually Tony the Tiger? I think whenever you say that, I can maybe kind of picture it. He is? It's great! I never knew that! I never knew that always! Apparently a bounder is somebody who doesn't behave in a moral manner, and is that quote came from Captain Ash. Haru will never unhear it. I never knew that. I never knew that, always. That is crazy. That is crazy. I love learning like all the different voice actors that have voiced different characters that you might know. Like oh gosh, who is it? The boss's voice actor from Metal Gear Solid 3, she voices, I think it was like Pearl in SpongeBob, and that one is wild. That one is wild. Wasn't there a lady Timesplitter agent? Yeah, she dies in like the opening cutscene of 2, if I remember right. But she's fully playable in the games, and they have like a callback to her in Future Perfect. She's like back again, if I remember right, in Future Perfect, like alive, and she like dies again in the first level or something. Imagine being a time traveler and going to 1924, not going straight to Landsberg Prison. I have no idea what Landsberg Prison is. I'm sorry. But I'm happy with what we have. I'm happy this made it out, and I have the opportunity to play around with it a little bit. I would love if there was more, but what they already had done was already really, really impressive in my opinion. I want more. I want more. I would love to see the inside of the castle. I showed off the stuff from before where they had some areas that were probably going to be the inside of the castle. If you missed that stuff, you're probably gonna have to go look at the VOD later. Isn't Tony the Tiger a VTuber now? He was a VTuber for like 20 seconds, got furry filed. I think I saw that. He started like talking or something, and then some furries were being very provocative towards him in chat, and I think he just like he went quiet and he didn't know what to say, if I remember right. Thank you for the head pat, vtuber. They made Tony the Tiger say ara ara. Let me get a real quick drink of one piece. The mask from Splatterhouse is voiced by Tigger from Winnie the Pooh. No way. Isn't that somebody really famous? I feel like you've told me this trivia before. He'd be such a good VTuber on his own. That's where Mustache Man got put after he unsuccessfully tried to overthrow the government. Oh, I see. Guy Fawkes. I don't know my history that well. I'm sorry. That's okay, Haru. I'm still slightly bitter from soft turn direction on the development of a Tenchu game into what is Sekiro now. I doubt I'm gonna play another Tenchu in the future. Sekiro's really good, at least. I know that's not really what you want to hear, but Sekiro's a really good game. I like Sekiro. Max Goof from Goofy also plays Boone in Fallout New Vegas. I have only played a little bit of New Vegas. I would have preferred Tenchu. I know a lot of people really like Tenchu. I've never played any of them. It's Jim Cummings who does a lot of Disney work. Most notable is Pete. Oh right, I think you told me about Pete last time. Was Tenchu the stealth ninja game? Yep, that's the one. That's the one. So I think that's about all I have to show off for the Timesplitters 4 prototype. I can show off a little bit more. There are some videos that were leaked of the more recent Timesplitters 4, and it's bad. It is bad. If you are a Timesplitters fan, it's gonna hurt to see this. It's gonna hurt to see this. I linked this a while back in Barrel's chat, and he took a look at it, and he hated every second of it. My favorite voice actor he does is Winnie the Pooh. Hi DTW, how are you doing today? Tenchu 2 Birth of the Stealth Assassins for PS1 also had a map editor? I had no idea. Okay, let me hop us back over to here, and give me just a moment, Face. Give me just a moment. I'm gonna get something in here. Thank you for the head pat. Thank you for the head pat, Blessed Heretic. Doing good at work like always. You seem like you're always able to catch me at work. Are you like always the last one there? All by yourself? That sounds kind of lonely. I hope being able to tune in here helps a little bit. I'm ready, Haru. Maybe if we held hands together. If you're a Timesplitters fan, you're not gonna like this. Let me get something pulled up here. We need like a window capture here. I hope this doesn't like try to. Okay, that's fine. Go ahead and grab my stream timer window. I don't care. I don't care. You can all see it. This is my timer that I use for my stream. I put in the time. It counts down. It does it. That's it. Alright, with the speakers on? Huh? Wait. Do I have speakers on? Do I need to turn something off? Or are you guys hearing something that you shouldn't be? But let me hide this real quick. Let me get this set to what it should be, and then I'll show you the thing that I have ready for you. Yeah, it's this window here. Let me get ready to show you guys this. We gotta fit this to the screen. Fit to screen. That is still way too big. That is still way too big. Sir, what are you doing? Hold the phone. It's assuming direct control on One Piece. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, I was doing it to the wrong thing. Oops. There we go. Okay, let me take this and make this, yeah, the size. We're gonna watch this one together on One Piece. We're gonna watch this together, and it's bad. Those recommends. What was in them? I'll be honest. I don't know what YouTube is recommending me, and I don't know why. Let me scoot this over here. Let me scoot myself over here. Hey, One Piece. Hi. I'll just hop over here so that I'm not in your way while we watch stuff. And let me pull this back over here. Make it a little bit bigger. Like this. And this is gonna hurt if you're a Timesplitters fan. I'm sorry. My coworker's taking time off, but there's usually 2 of us here, but each at different locations. I got banned from watching streams at work. Finbar! That's bad! Text on end, it's time to split. Okay, let me mute this, and then I'll get the audio pulled up for it. This is bad, Amonfis. This is bad. Let me shut this off. Let me turn this down for you so don't blow your ears out, and then hope you're ready. Hope you're ready, cause this isn't good. This is from July of 2023. This is what Free Radical, whenever they were reformed under THQ Nordic, they gave them some funding. They got the head dudes back for development. What are their names? Steve Ellis and someone Doke. I forget his name. But he's the dude that Dr. Doke is named after in GoldenEye. But it's bad, One Piece. It's bad, and I hope you're ready, cause it hurts. You're not gonna like what you see here. What's bad? What you're gonna see is bad. There's no audio yet. Don't worry. I think it has audio if I remember right. Yeah, here it goes. I'm sorry. Let me turn that up. So you can see here they're showing off like a really cool looking recreation of the Siberia level from Timesplitters 2, and it looks great. But then it's a Fortnite clone. It is a very shameless Fortnite clone. It is not good. Yeah, it's bad. You said my name and said that's bad? Oh, I meant watching streamers at work and getting banned. with animations so stiff you'd think I made them. So this was from July of last year. They have they have it dated at one part, and you can see it's literally got like weapon rarities and stuff. It's third person. I don't know who asked for this. It's bad. You can see even the UI is literally just Fortnite. I have never played Fortnite, and I can tell that this is a terrible, terrible ripoff. They have running around the map, they have dropping in, they have loot, they have skins, they have everything, and it's so sad because like the levels look really good. The gunplay looks I don't know, not amazing. The character models look really good, and they talk about the rich lore and story, but it was just going to be a multiplayer Battle Royale Fortnite clone. The stockholders did. They sure did. It's not good. It's not good. The teammate UI could be a cool spin-off co-op thing if they did something similar to Borderlands, but yeesh. So this was something, as you can see in the background there, it says internal use only, do not share. This was from before they shut down. And some of the levels look really cool. Like the machine hive level here. I think that's pretty neat looking. If it were, you know, like a proper FPS with like I don't know, have jumping like they had in the 2008 Timesplitters 4 prototype that we just played, I think that would be, I think that would be fine. They've got the 1897 watch port. There's a lot of cool looking stuff here, and there's like the clown girl that everybody was going wild over. Are you just gonna get in trouble for sharing? It's not mine. It's not mine. I didn't take it. And you can see they're talking about the open world like it's a good thing, and they've literally got the Fortnite like parachuting in. A lot of the weapons don't even really look like Timesplitter weapons. I don't know. It's rough, but they have a lot of the classic Timesplitters characters in these. Like they had Corporal Hart. They had they had what is the robot lady's name? Gretel. They had her. They have like the strongman dude. They have like the mutant guy there. You can see they have a lot of the classic like iconic characters, and I think the art style looks fine. I'm just sad about everything else surrounding it. I wish they tried to rip off Borderlands instead of Fortnite. And you can see here. Let me pause this while it's going through. They have like skins, they have different rarities. It says there's something flying female character text goes here. They were still just placeholders at this point. Oh lord, those animations. The R100 robots will never come back again. We're never going to get to see a lot of these characters again, and I think that's really sad. Let's rewind a little bit here. You can see that they have like the full like fear of missing out, like limited time skins and deals, and I saw something where a developer was talking about I think it was like taken from like something I saw on Reddit where somebody interviewed one of the devs, and they said to please the shareholders, they had everything in the cash shop. Nothing was unlockable from the start, and they said they were going to try to push back on that, but as you can see, everything is just here in the cash shop for now, and it's not great. There's a battle pass, there's experience, there's seasons, challenges. It's got everything bad. I think I need a hug. This is awful. I told you to brace yourself, Olympies. It's not good. They have like a free currency and a premium currency and stuff up there, and it hurts as a Timesplitters fan. It's not good. This UI. How did it come to this? Companies so afraid of new IPs, they're slapping a name that hasn't been used in 20 years on their Fortnite clone. So, in relation to it being a Fortnite clone, let's actually finish watching this first, and then I'll talk about that a little bit more. So, but clearly just Fortnite. They've got the shop, they've got everything. But then they have art done by the artists that did like the cover art and some of the concept art for the old games, and that's super cool. And look at the models here; they look really good, and the game world looks great. Also, let me pause this real quick. We gotta raid on Wolfies. Hi Whiplash. Hi, how are you doing? How are you? Let me give you a shout out. Whip raid. I'm showing off some Timesplitters 4 stuff today. Hydrate. Okay, let me get a real quick drink, and then I'll welcome everybody in. Ten rub on show 0 character creation. How was it? How was it? Also, welcome in Coyote Knight, welcome in Whiplash, and welcome in any other Raider friends. If anyone is joining us for the first time, hi, I'm Haru. I'm a heckhound, and primarily we play retro games here. But today we're showing off we're showing off a leaked prototype beta sort of thing of a game that hasn't had an entry in about 20 years. We're showing off some Timesplitters 4 stuff, and Timesplitters 4 it's had a rough time. It was great. We made 3 characters, so it was a very productive stream. The rest comes later on. You'll see. Is this the Fortnite clone? Oh, okay, so you've already seen about it. So there are actually 2 versions of Timesplitters 4. One of them that I'm showing off right now, I'll just start this again from the beginning since we have Raider friends here and let it play out while I talk over it. As you can see here, this one is from July of 2023. So this came from like halfway through last year. This seems like it was pretty far in development. It looks like it was pretty close to a launchable playable state, but obviously this is an internal trailer, so how much of it was actually done and playable, it's hard to tell. And it opens up with that shot from a level of Timesplitters 2. And then they show it remade in their new engine, and it looks great. But then it cuts to the gameplay, and it's a Fortnite clone, and it looks really, really bad. It's also third person whenever the series is normally an FPS. But they seemed quite proud of this. You can see it's got weapon rarities. You have like your health like chunked into segments up there. It's got like a mini map. This is nothing like Timesplitters. They just took the name Timesplitters and slapped it on something totally unrelated, and it is rough. Was this before or after Fortnite? Fortnite's been around for I think like close to a decade now, right? And this is from last year, so Fortnite definitely predates this. They are just ripping off Fortnite 100%. Bro, we'll get funding for the actual Timesplitters game, trust me. We'll talk about that in a bit too. Also, hi Beryl, hi Basil, how are you two doing today? It's good to see both of you. I hope you're having a nice Friday. This Timesplitters game looks like Fortnite, my favorite battle royale Timesplitters. So the thing that I was talking about is supposedly, and this is just word through the grapevine. This wouldn't be out of character for Free Radical because this is how Timesplitters 1 started out. Supposedly the idea was they were going to get a mostly built out game and they were going to promise to make a battle royale to the suits and the higher ups to get funding. And then I believe it was Steve Ellis was going to try to shift development to a proper Timesplitters 2 remake, a regular like first-person shooter style one, which may be why you could see there was like the Siberian dam level from Timesplitters 2 at the beginning. So sadly, before either this could come out or before they could go and make a proper Timesplitters 2 remake, they went out of business, and that is not at all their fault. Free Radical had a very troubled past. They changed hands numerous times. They were going to try to bait and switch the shareholders. Yes, that was literally the idea. The most expensive part of this game was the IP name. They were going to try to bait and switch the shareholders. Timeless cheerly spit. Hi Snacko, how are you doing today? I hope you're having a nice Friday. They were going to try and bait and switch the shareholders, and I think that would have been very illegal. I think they would have gotten in a lot of trouble, and they probably would have ended up owing a lot of money. But you can see here, this seems like it was in a pretty playable state. They were planning to maybe bait and switch and make a proper Timesplitters 2 remake at some point without all the ugly Fortnite Battle Royale cash shop garbage that you see here. They had a lot of the original talent on board. You can see the artist for the cover art here. They have very clearly talented people. The game looks great, in my opinion, from a visual perspective. It looks like it ran really well. It looks like the concept art is great, the models are great, the environments are great, the world is great, it runs great. It probably handled well, but it's just a matter of it being something that it isn't. Battle Royale is not Timesplitters. And I was crazy excited whenever a bunch of the concept art was leaking out whenever this game was in development over the last couple of years. From time to time, you would see like concept art coming out, and Free Radical had a studio in, I believe it's in the UK, and their studio had some really great looking art on the walls as well of like new characters and old characters, and it got me really excited, like crazy excited. And then this came out in the last couple of months. It leaked out from a developer. I think it was on like their LinkedIn or something like that, and it got like leaked out from their LinkedIn to other places, because I think this was like put up so that they could find like work with other people or something. I don't know. I'm a stinky neat. I don't have a job. I don't know how that stuff works. I don't use LinkedIn. But that is that, unfortunately. And they were gonna try to bait and switch and make the Timesplitters 2 remake, as you can see here, and didn't happen. That was the 2023 version of Timesplitters, which was at the time this came out just called Timesplitters Next, and they got shut down at the end of last year because the Embracer group that owned them, who was the parent company of THQ Nordic, they put all of their eggs in one basket in regards to like I think if I remember right, they went all in on like NFT stuff or something like that, and they lost a lot of money. Their entire strategy seemed to be based around just buying up tons of existing IPs. Let me get this off screen for you guys. They were buying up a ton of existing IPs, and they own a ton of really great companies right now with really long storied histories. Like I was talking about earlier, they bought up Volition, and they made the really bad, the absolutely terrible Saints Row reboot. They bought up Free Radical, and I think I'm trying to remember. I was just saying earlier, it was Volition, I think, that made Destroy All Humans, and they came out with a really faithful, really good Destroy All Humans remake that everybody really seemed to like. Thank you for the head pat, Blessed Heretic. Didn't stop Gearbox with Aliens Colonial Marines. Yeah, Gearbox, they stole a bunch of funding from Aliens Colonial Marines to fund what was that? Borderlands 2? Let me hop back over here, Olafis. Let me get up real close to you. I'm not gonna give you a smooch or anything, don't worry. Maybe they could have talked their way out of it. That is unlikely, unfortunately. They thought they were gonna get funding once a deal went through, but the deal failed and they pretty much died. Oh, okay, yeah, that's what happened. Is they were betting a lot of what they were doing on some big deal that fell through, and so a bunch of companies got axed. And I think if I remember right, the Embracer Group and THQ Nordic also bought up. Thank you for the head pat, Shiroiga. They had also recently bought up Crystal Dynamics from Square Enix, and Crystal Dynamics are the people that made the Tomb Raider games, and I believe if I remember right, they also bought up I've never been too sure how to say the name of this company. Eidos, 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 I think. The people that made the oh gosh, what is it called? The Deus Ex games, and there was another Deus Ex game that was in development that also got canceled, unfortunately. But they ended up with a lot of companies with a very long history, lots of really good IPs, and they're not doing super hot right now. So they've been selling stuff off. Let me get a real quick drink of Omphis. They stole a ton of money from Sega to make Borderlands. The funny thing with Aliens Colonial Marines is, if I remember right, gotta get going, good luck with the stream. Thank you for stopping in, Finbar, have a great rest of your day. The thing with Aliens Colonial Marines, if I remember right, is there was, that's the game where there was like one line of code in like an INI file that wasn't set right, and people just like went in and changed that, and the AI suddenly worked really well, and like, it wasn't like the best game ever, but it was okay. I'll buy the Timesplitters franchise for about $350. I can fix it. They'll probably want a bit more than that for it, unfortunately. But I'm really hopeful, since Free Radical, they had their doors shut for the first time in late 2008, and that's when they were bought up by Crytek. And I talked about that a little bit in the past. The reason that they got shut down is they were working at the time with, I believe it was LucasArts, and they were working on Star Wars Battlefront 3. And LucasArts decided pretty late in development that they didn't want Battlefront 3 anymore. And so that just kind of suddenly they were basically out of a job, out of income, and this was around the time that the Timesplitters 4 prototype that I showed you guys a bit ago came from. The one that I was actually playing, not the one that I showed the YouTube video of. And I know we have some new people dropping in here, so I'll hop back into the Timesplitters 4 prototype that got leaked here in a little bit if you want to stick around and see it. Maybe Saints Row should have been their Fortnite clone instead. I have never played Saints Row. I know Saints Row fans would be very sad about it to see that happen. I would personally rather Saints Row go that way than Timesplitters, because I really love Timesplitters. My only regret is no more points to pat the wolf with. Thank you for the head pat, Peter Jojo Man. Also, welcome back. After Mankind Divided, I'm surprised they were allowed to make another one. I did not play a lot of Mankind Divided. They tried another Saints Row game like that and it bombed. Well, the reboot was not a Fortnite clone from my understanding. It was just kind of bad. Like, I think I've heard people say they played through it and it wasn't very like bad. Also, thank you for the head pat, Tentacle Time Eternal. I'm leaving again. Okay, have a nice day, Peter Jojo Man. Agents of Mayhem was their squad-based multiplayer shooter. Oh, I've never heard of that one, but I've heard people say in regards to the Saints Row 4 thingy. Also, let me turn the music back on if we're gonna be just chatting for a bit. I heard people saying that the Saints Row 4 is it 4? I think it's 4. The reboot was I heard in terms of gameplay it wasn't the worst, especially if you played through it with like all the DLC and stuff. But thank you for the head pat, Peter Jojo man. I've heard it's not so bad in that regard, but they completely like they pooped all over their core audience and fan base, and they tried to make it for people that it wasn't, and they shot themselves in the foot big time there. Mankind Divided was pretty good, IMO, right up until it ends with what should have been Act 2. I heard it ends on a giant cliffhanger, and we're probably never getting any more. I really liked Human Revolution, but I didn't care for the I didn't care for like the weird hub world thing in Mankind Divided. Something about it didn't really click with me the same way that that Human Revolution did. And Human Revolution was one of those games where it had like a leaked prototype that came out in advance of the game. So some people were positive at the time that was like viral marketing, but it was really good, and that was what got me to buy the game back in the day. Who even owns Eidos these days? So many of these companies changing hands and owned by other companies. I think if I remember right, Eidos and Crystal Dynamics were both sold as a package. They were owned by Square Enix up until recently, and I believe they were both sold as a package here recently to the Embracer Group. And their current fate is pretty up in the air as well, I think, just like Free Radical. So Free Radical had its doors closed, and they went out of business in 2008 because of the Battlefront 3 thing, and they were bought up by Crytek, and that at the time gave me a lot of hope, because I was like, oh, okay, Crytek is they're not the worst company ever. They make some alright games, and the Cry engine is okay, and they got bought up by Crytek, and they were turned into Crytek UK, and I'm a bit hazy at this point in their history. They worked on a couple different things. I think they helped out with like Crisis 2 and 3, and I know they did they did something with the Homefront series, because there is the Timesplitters 2 HD like thing tucked away in Homefront. If you've never seen about that, there's like some fan hacks to make it playable through like the entire game. I don't know why they didn't just make a Timesplitters HD collection if they already had like Timesplitters 2 HD ready to go. But they, from my understanding, did not do a whole lot as Crytek UK. They were around, they helped like support a couple other projects, and I imagine during this time period they probably leaked a lot of their talent out. So if they had made a Timesplitters game at that point, it probably wouldn't have turned out too great. The CEO of Crytek went on record making a statement, something along the lines of like, we think the only people that would be interested in buying a Timesplitters game at this point in time would be people that already know that the franchise exists, and as such, we can't take such a risk like that, or something along those lines. And so we never got a Timesplitters game while they were Crytek UK. What a stupid thing to say. If they just made a good game, it would have sold itself, I feel. I don't know. Square sold them to buy NFTs, right? That was right around the time Square was getting very into NFTs, but their current the new Square Enix CEO seems like he's kind of stepping away from that stuff, and kind of stepping away from the poor decisions that the previous CEO was making. But they still have a degree of like the NFT stuff coming out, and I think that's just remnants from the old CEO, but I'm not positive in regards to that. But then for whatever reason, Crytek decided they were going to sell off Free Radical and all of their assets. So Free Radical and its IPs and stuff traded hands again at that point. I forget when exactly that was. I think it was maybe like 2012 or 13. I'm not too positive, but they traded hands at that point. They were bought up by the Embracer Group, and that was the point where I was beginning to get hopeful again, because they actually gave them a budget, and they got like they got Mr. Steve Ellis and Mr. Doak back on board, and they got a lot of the talent from Free Radical, and they gave them an office, they gave them money, and they told them to make a Timesplitters game. And I was like, yes, this is great. I'm living in the proper timeline that I'm actually going to be able to get another Timesplitters game. And then it's a bunch of radio silence with some concept art coming out from time to time. I'm like, okay, they can take however long they need, as long as it's still in development. And then last year, the news that they closed up shop, and then shortly after that, the video of it being a battle royale came out, and I was like, oh, maybe it was better that it didn't survive. But if you're interested in checking out more stuff about the development of Timesplitters 4, I've got a couple different links here. I'm gonna drop on you guys real quick. It's pretty comprehensive. These are the people that have the Free Radical archive that I was talking about. I was in the Discord, and they did a lot of this stuff with the with the prototype and decompiling it and like unpacking files and whatnot, and helping get it all archived online. Like, there's a lot of cool stuff here. There is a lot of cool stuff. It has the entire history of like multiple versions of the different like iterations of Timesplitters 4 that it went through, and then there was like this stuff that was posted up online of like concept art that might be under that first link that I linked there. But if you're interested, check that stuff out on Movies. But I know we have some new people here, and I wanna hop back into the proper Timesplitters 4 prototype from 2008 that we have here. So give me just a second here. We'll get hopped back over here, and then let me double check. I gotta go over here. Give me just a second. Gotta unmute this. Make sure I don't blow your ears out. There we go. I love the song that plays here at Movies. This song is so good. It's so good. But I already have it fired up, so let me find where I put my controller down. And you can see this is Timesplitters 4. This is the prototype 2008 beta, and it looks gorgeous. It looks super good. Let me restart real quick. I don't think I have the bots active yet. Okay, it's not gonna reload all the assets, but typically, whenever you're loading up for the first time, it puts you over in this corner here. This is where you spawn in, and you can see all of the assets loading in, like, in real time. Like, chunks of the wall are missing, chunks of the floor are missing, and they will just pop in right in front of you, because this was super early in development. This was, like I said, only a few months before they closed their doors the first time. And, was Free Radical the dev team that made Haze? Yep, that's the one. That is the one, and Haze was also a very troubled part of their history, unfortunately, and part of what eventually led to them closing. But I do believe the final nail in the coffin, from my understanding, was Star Wars Battlefront 3. But what we have here is, from my understanding, heavily modified off of Timesplitters Future Perfect. You can probably see, like, a lot of stuff here in the menus looks similar. Like, it's running off of heavily modified, like, Timesplitters Future Perfect assets, and I think all of the level assets here are completely unique. The gun that I'm holding is unique. Thank you for the head pat, Blessed Heritage. I appreciate it. I love getting head pats from you, all Movies. But this was mainly just just like a prototype that they tossed together to show off to, like, shareholders and publishers, and I think they were very quickly trying to toss stuff together to to get some interest so that they could get some funding for a project and not close the door. He mentions it because he needs more chat. Hydrate. Okay, let me get a drink. Thank you for the head pet, Coyote Knight. I'll fire up the bots here in a second, and you can check out how the game plays. I will be honest, I kind of have to pee again. Maybe I'll hold you hostage and make you wait until after I go to the bathroom to see the bots. But you can probably tell if you've ever played these games. Careful with the head patch, you'll end up bald. I have good non-bald genes. Don't worry. I'm not going bald. I'm not going bald. The text on screen they were giving the shareholders. Yeah. I'll show that off in a bit too. There's some cool what do you call it? Commands that you can input using, like, you do like button combos, like holding in the circle or the X button and pressing directions on the D-pad, and it makes various stuff happen. Thank you for the head pat, Tentacle Time Eternal. But this is pretty much all there is in terms of like new stuff to see. When do we get to give Haru ear scritches though? Maybe in the future. I'll see what I can do. But what is already here looks super duper crazy good. A lot of the stuff isn't really like interactable too much. This was just tossed together to show off like the engine, the lighting, the new models, like the rain effect. You can see the rain stops whenever you come indoors. That's not something like too special, but like you go out here and you get the like raindrop on your face effect. Thank you so much for the follows, Sensi-T2. I hope you're having a nice Friday. When is flips? We'll see about those. But I think what they have here, for the fact that this was probably tossed together in a couple of months, it looks great. It plays great. The addition of a jump button would be pretty big for a Timesplitters game, in my opinion. I know there are some people who would be really against having a jump button in a Timesplitters game. I think it's I don't know, fine. Like, I think as long as you don't go like the Halo, oh gosh, what game started that? The like Halo 4 route of having like mantling and clambering on things, that slows the gameplay down so much. But I think a jump button is a fine addition to an FPS, and I think what they have here is really excellent. I love the look of the cool steampunk machine gun. I think all of the animations that they do have, despite being really early on in development, they already look really good. There are like a whole 3 weapons in the game, and I'm sad that I can't show you guys the golden sniper rifle, because that is a brand new weapon that they have working in the Free Radical Archives Discord, but I didn't get that version up and running in time, unfortunately. On that subject, I feel like non-Iron Sights gameplay was more fun. Not that Iron Sights are bad, but it's much slower. I can agree with that 100%. I love games where you were running around full speed hip firing, because if you're pulling in the FOV and you're making people like, I don't know. I think it's fine to have a zoom like this where you're still moving full speed the whole time, but Iron Sights very much slow down the gameplay. They can drastically change the way the game plays. You're cutting out the player's FOV so that they can't see as much. They don't have as much spatial awareness. The gameplay is going to slow down whenever like people see each other. A lot of the time in Iron Sight based gameplay, like the time to kill is low enough that it starts becoming about who sees the other person first more than it is about like who's better at the game, who knows the map layout better. I'm a fan of, I like arena shooters, and knowing the layout of the maps, knowing weapon spawns, knowing your timers on things, that's very important there. And the more you go towards like Iron Sights and loadouts and all of that stuff that have become pretty standardized in the industry, I feel, the slower your game's gonna get. I like Halo 1 through 3. I love Halo 1 through 3. Although Halo 1 through 3 does have the they did kind of normalize having like a 2-weapon limit, and I think that's a bit of a downside for FPSs. I love FPSs where you have your entire loadout, everything you pick up off the map, you can swap to everything freely, and you can see here like we have 2 weapons. I assume if there were more to actually pick up, you can kind of consider the fists a different weapon, but I assume if there were more to pick up, we might maybe have all of our weapons at the same time. It's hard to tell. Again, this is heavily built off of Timesplitters Future Perfect, but I have to pee really bad. So let me show off the pitch message real quick. We've got Timesplitters, new shader lighting tech demo, featuring cutting-edge surface shader technology, targeting all leading platforms. And at the time, this was there are files in the prototype for the Xenon architecture, which is what the Xbox 360 was running off of, and the Cell architecture, which of course is the everybody knows the power of the Cell. If you were around back then, that was a big deal. But that's the architecture that the PS3 is based off of. So this would have been on PS3 and Xbox 360 most likely. Also, hi McDoomington, how are you? I hope you're having a nice Friday. I feel like Halo trying not to figure out how to do a weapon wheel. Darn the FPS console, or the console FPS. I have seen good implementations of console FPSs having weapon wheels and stuff, but unfortunately it got streamlined into a 2-weapon limit, and I don't care for that. Devs feared the power of the Cell. I'm glad to hear that. But where was I? We've got featuring cutting-edge surface shader technology targeting all leading platforms, and again that would have been Xbox 360 and PS3 at the time. Complex ambient lighting simulation, multiple dynamic lights per surface, super slick HD performance, target frame rate 60 FPS. So this probably would have ran better once they had more time to get it polished up. I don't have like the stats pulled up on screen. You can do that if you have a keyboard plugged in, but I don't have a spare keyboard laying around. I only have the one I use for my computer. If I had a spare one, we could see what this is running at. But they were trying to target 60 FPS, and I think I am personally of the opinion 60 FPS should be the minimum, not 30, and definitely not below 30. Advanced adaptive normal mapping techniques and high fidelity reflection mapping. As you can see, the cool steampunk gun, it looks great. The reflections on it, whenever you go near like light sources and stuff, it looks really good. It looks super good, especially whenever you consider that this was back in 2008. 30 isn't even the target by most companies either. It's a bit bleak. That is one of the reasons I can't play through Bloodborne. Bloodborne runs at like sub 30 FPS, and it is not good. It feels so bad to play all of these. It's objectively more responsive. Once you have played something at like 144 FPS, 144 Hertz, it can be rough to go back. It does not feel great to go back to even 60 FPS at that point. But I think for what this is, this looks really good. It plays really good. How do I get this message off screen? Okay, let's get that back off screen. It looks really nice. It feels really nice to just run around and play. Like, it's responsive, it runs well. You can see like the lighting effects on it look really, really good. For being a quickly tossed together prototype, this is really impressive in movies. It's something that I would have loved to see in an alternate history where we could have seen more of this. I want a Bloodborne port. There's a 60 FPS Bloodborne hack. I saw about that It runs on PS5. I imagine you can probably play it on emulators too. I'm not too sure, but I don't have custom firmware on my PS5 yet. My roommate really wanted to play Final Fantasy 16, so he updated it, and I have to wait longer to hope that they get custom firmware running on whatever firmware Final Fantasy 16 ran on. But yeah, it runs on PS5 and the PS4 Pro. But I gotta pee. Let me get the bots in here. We will restart after we get back, and I will show everybody new that's in here what the bot gameplay looked like. I think I have a PS4 Pro around. Hopefully your firmware is low enough to put custom firmware on it. Go pee pup. Okay, I'll be right back, Olympies. Try to get up and move around. Just a bit for me while I'm gone. I don't like you guys all just sitting in one spot the whole time. But I'll be right back. This will be like a quick 2-minute break. I'll see you guys soon. I peed a couple seconds faster than I thought I would. There's just a toggle for it? It's from Soft, is that really surprising? The fact that it works at all is kind of cool. Thank you for the head pet, Delta Vid. Thank you so much. The fact that it works at all is pretty cool because FromSoft was pretty notorious for tying game logic to frame rate. Like, a lot of different companies do that, but I remember in what are you running this on? I'm running this on my I'm running this on my actual PS3. It is running a homebrew enabler. But I remember in Dark Souls 1 and 2, they had a lot of essential logic tied to frame rate, and I remember in Dark Souls 1, if you had the frame rate too high, you would be like sliding down on ladders and just like continue to slide too fast and slide through like the world and stuff. And then Dark Souls 2 had like weapon durability tied to number of frames that your weapon was inside of an enemy. So on PC, your stuff, all of your weapons would just break like 2 to 3 times faster. But let's get this restarted and I'll show you guys what the bots look like.
One, go!
Check it out, Olympies. Check it out. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Had to sneeze. Hydrate. Oh, okay. Let me get a drink before someone kills me. Thank you, Olympies. And to think, Dark Souls 2 weapons broke fast without that help. If you played like at launch before the patches came out for Dark Souls 2, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Weapons broke like insanely quickly. You needed to have like 2 or 3 backup weapons to get through like every level. It was pretty tough on these. Not in a good way either. But what is here is pretty nice. You have running around. You have shooting. You've got like 2 or 3 weapons in the prototype. I think it's really gorgeous looking. You got some reload animations, and you've got some cool new characters. Like the little monkey guy here. They were showing him off in a bunch of like cool pre-release stuff that was coming out. They had a couple different Timesplitters 4 trailers from around 2000 of the 2008 version, and they were heavily showing off this little monkey dude. He was a big part of the promotional material, because you know, if you've ever played Timesplitters, like the monkeys are just a big part of the marketing. I appreciate the realism, if nothing else. Would a sword really break that fast? Like if you were just like I don't know, hitting like regular just little zombie dudes with it. Like I know we don't really have little zombie dudes to go smack with our sword, but weapons don't break that fast, do they? I guess if you're using them a lot, it would probably get really blunt really quick, but I'm pretty happy about what's here. I'm glad I got to play it. I'm glad I got to show you guys. I want to grab the shotgun and shoot someone. I know I've already done it, but I want to do it again. If you're constantly swinging around against tens of monsters with the technique of a baseball bat, and without any maintenance in between, okay, that's very fair. That's very fair. The shotgun isn't back yet. Let me turn on invincibility. I mentioned this when we were playing through previously, but there is a bug here in this that they found a way to fix it. I couldn't get the fix working in time before we had stream today, and if you try to melee with the shotgun, it'll crash the game because it doesn't point at the right files. But I have invincibility turned on. Let's go see let's go get the new characters like pressed up so we can look at them. Please stand stillness. I'm trying to show everyone you. Check her out on one face. Oh, he killed her. Oh, okay. Well, here's this guy. This is the exact same place I got him caught last time. He's a little monkey guy in like a suit of armor mech. Isn't that cool? And he's got the same weapon that we do. Hello, miss. I love this dude. I love this dude. And if you look at those trailers that are on the pages that I linked a bit back for the Free Radical Archives Timesplitters 4 ones, they've got a couple different trailers on them, and one of them has this little monkey dude here. It's like heavily ripping off of like the LucasArt, like the Lucasfilm intro for like Star Wars and stuff. They're very clearly like ripping that off, and they have like the Darth Vader breathing sound effect and stuff, and they pan up to show like the little monkey dude. I was getting super excited for this back in the day. Her hands don't quite fit on the weapon just right. Her hands also look really weird and shiny. But I don't know. This was very much a work in progress, and I think it's cool that we finally got what we have here. It's not like the greatest thing ever, and I showed I showed it off before. The game is the game is running on like a probably pretty modified Timesplitters Future Perfect engine. Who even owns the IP now? If you mean the Timesplitters one, I believe it's still owned by Embracer. I don't think they've sold it off yet. You can see whenever I go out here to the menus, this is the loading screen. It's literally just the Timesplitters Future Perfect menu, all of these. This is running off of the GameCube version of Timesplitters Future Perfect. You can see all of the prompts and everything. It says A button. It is a big green A button. Also, I love this song so much. This song is so cool on movies. Do we have any other enjoyers of this song here? It's not just me, right? Was Future Perfect on all 3 platforms? Future Perfect released on Xbox, GameCube, and PS2. So yes, it was available on all of the major platforms at the time. Thank you for the head tap, Blessed Heretic. And you can see if you go in here, there's like there's some stuff left like dummied out from Future Perfect. You can see that movie is probably from Future Perfect. You've got cheats in here like Big Head and Cascade and blah 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 blah. I don't think we can get any of those working because if you try to like go back into the game after this, it crashes. To get the bots running, you have to like do the thing to enable them and then just restart from there. And you can see there's a bunch of like missing texture errors there. Whatever was supposed to go under story, just it can't find the files for that. They've got like this placeholder menu here for like characters and stuff too. I assume this is also just like this gallery thing is probably from Future Perfect. I don't remember too well. All of these characters are from Future Perfect, but I wanna get around and play Future Perfect sometime on one of these. Once we finish up Timesplitters 1, we'll move on to Timesplitters 2, and we'll make it through one step at a time. One step at a time. I don't know what heads knocked off are. I think that might be in relation to like zombie characters. And Glass Smashed is probably like, I don't know, stuff laying around the environment. And Jared Slim is the dude that we're playing as. I think it'd be cool to see if people can animal cruelty. Don't feel bad. It's probably just monkeys killed or something. But it'd be cool to see if like I don't know. Oh man, I went into the map maker. I think this is gonna crash. Oops. Well, that's okay. There wasn't too much else to show off anyway. I broke it. Sorry about that. Let's just hop back over here, Wolfies. Let's just hop back over here. That's about all I really had to show you guys today. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed showing it off, because I love Timesplitters. I love Timesplitters, and I think it's really sad that the future of the series is kinda up in the air. I don't know. We'll hopefully see more of it. If Free Radical and its IPs end up with somebody that has a real passion for video games. Feels right for a Kickstarter knockoff from the devs. I think rather than a knockoff, like they could probably. This is of course if they end up in proper hands. If a company maybe like Xbox could buy them or something. Xbox has been buying up a lot of companies, and they've kind of been letting people just do their own thing. From my understanding, there's the like quadruple A Perfect Dark that they're supposedly still working on, and there's like the I don't know like Fable thing going on. Didn't Microsoft like buy Activision? Yes, they acquired them here recently. That was a whole big thing where they were having to go to court because I think it was Sony was trying to say that it was it was like anti-consumer for them to buy Activision because I think it was something like 80% of the PlayStation user base only uses their PlayStation to play Call of Duty or something like that, something along those lines. So they were saying like, if you let Microsoft buy Activision, you were essentially allowing a monopoly. But they eventually got it through, and they bought up Activision. That Fable is gonna be so bad. I've seen the trailers for it. I still don't feel like I'm a big enough Fable fan to have much of an opinion one way or another on that. We were trying to play through Fable Anniversary Edition, and it kept crashing, and that's apparently the worst way to play that. I didn't know that. I didn't know that at the time, but it was what I had available. The team has restarted development so many times. I haven't heard a lot out of them in terms of like development and stuff. They don't understand how to make non-car games? Which company is working on it? I would have to assume like Lionhead? Well, Lionhead is the one that made the Fable games, right? Correct me if I'm wrong there. I don't understand buying a console for the newest sports game. I don't either, but most people, from my understanding, that buy consoles. Lionhead died over 10 years ago, Haru. I don't know too many things that Lionhead does or did. They did Black and White, right? And some of the Sim City. No, that's Maxis, I think. I don't know what Lionhead did. I was not a very big PC gamer. I gotta be honest. I did not get into PC stuff until like around, I don't know, probably like the mid 2000s or so. It's being made by Playground Games, who have only ever made Forza games. Okay, easy solution there, easy solution. All you have to do is have you have to have the main character just slide along the ground like a car, and just apply like some crashing physics into any of the enemies that you come into contact with. They can be enemy cars. It's easy. Just apply car logic to it. It'll be like the reverse of Fallout. There's the one thing where the Fallout, Bethesda made like the weird like train hat thing. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But that was about all that I really had prepared today, Phase. I would love to have more Timesplitters 4 stuff to show you, but that's about what there is. Hopefully, I've seen people talking about there maybe being a leak of the 2023 Battle Royale version. I don't know if that was just wishful thinking and being hopeful on some people's part. I don't know if that was like maybe someone out there has it, and maybe it's in the pipeline, and we'll get to see it at some point. It's hard to tell. But if that one ever comes out, as much as it would hurt my soul to play it, I'll probably play through that if we could get that and get it running. I don't know what that would have been running on, considering it was from 2023. Probably the Xbox Series consoles and PS5, maybe PC. I feel like if you're gonna make like a battle royale or something, it feels like it would just be smart to target PC as well. Maybe that's just me. I want the protag to say vroom vroom when they sprint, as all true car games should, LMVs, as they should. The Battle Royale looks so near completion. I believe, from what I heard, it was pretty much near done. But, I don't know. I just know what I've seen from the video, and, it looked pretty, at least. if nothing else. So, there's that. But I think I know who I'm going to drop you guys off with tonight. I think we're gonna head over to Professor Bloom. His current status says he's playing Excalibur 2097 on the SNES on real hardware. I hope you have a nice weekend, Alonfies, and let me do my thing real quick. If you're not already in the Alonfi Cord, there's the link. There's the link. Join the Alonfi Cord. I will post the link to the cool song that plays in Timesplitters 4, so you can like download it or whatever if you want. See ya. Thank you for dropping by, and let me get a real quick drink. If you are not in the Alonfi Court, this Sunday we are going to be playing, we're going to be watching, sorry, not playing. We're going to be watching Matango. It is a horror kaiju movie from back around the same era as Godzilla, from my understanding. I'm not too sure there. It was one that Zigludo recommended. So we're gonna be watching that on Sunday at 6 p.m. If you hop in, you can join us, and if not, we will be back on Monday, Alonfies. We will be back. I don't know what we're going to do Monday, but keep your eye out on my Twitter. Keep your eye out on the Alonfi Court. I will post up the schedule when I have it. Thank you for the head pat, Basil. Thank you for the interesting and informative stream, Mr. Mizuki. I hope you have a nice night and a nice weekend. I am glad you guys liked it. I'm glad you like it. Please have a great weekend, and I hope you have fun with Professor Bloom. He looks like he's doing karaoke now, so I don't know if he's done with this game or not, but we'll go drop in on him. Thank you all for showing up, and have a great weekend. See you Monday.